Welcome to Omega Files, everybody. Here on the Games Tavern, go ahead and grab yourself a flashlight. Join us in the shadows of conspiracy and the outer horror as we face off against things that are both horrifying and exciting. You might survive or you might go mad. If you're watching us here live on Twitch, please make sure to follow. It's free and it helps support all the Games Tavern shows. If you're catching us on the YouTubes, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss when your favorite episodes get posted. Followers of our show will notice that we have a couple of newcomers in the cast. So introductions are in order. Let's go around the horn and we'll go ahead and start with Rosie.
Hi, I'm Sally in real life. My character's name is Rosie Stone, and I am playing an elderly vigilante.
All right.
Lance? Or Nick?
Yeah. So I am playing Moose, the hard-hitting, hard-headed bouncer. My name is Nick, and you can find me at RPG_MixSlayer on Twitter, and also all of my content at the Games Tavern.
And hello, everyone. I am the other newbie tonight. My name is Eric Mingy, although I finally get to be a player and not a DM. I was last on the Games Tavern as the DM for the Velkin Weave, so I'm ready to get my socks scared off by Shalom. Tonight, you can find me on Twitter at Eric_Mingy, M-E-N-G-E. Tonight, I am playing Lance Holbeck, who is a stuntman. Not just any stuntman, but a stuntman for children and women, because I rolled really badly on the size for my character. So I am now a 5'8", I will look up to Andy Serkis stuntman, and I'm ready to squeeze in all the elevator shafts, ventilation systems, you name it, I'm ready to go right in there. So I'm looking forward, but we have one more person, I believe, Guy.
Hello, I am Guy. I was here last time, so there you go. You can find me at Guy_Fody on Twitter. And tonight I am reprising my role as Booker, the antiquarian who knows that something else is going on. Now for sure, because he's got a real job knowing that something else is going on. Yeah. So please understand that we have a couple of content warnings as they are in no particular order of importance, but we've got content warnings for abuse, animal death, self-harm, suicide, gratuitous violence, needles, kidnapping, death, blood, mental illness, tentacles, mutations, shrubberies, insects, birds, cats, dogs, drug usage, chemicals and chemical usage, radiation, firearms, explosions, interrogations, clowns, arsons, and threatening mechanical implements and memory loss. Let's just take a couple of things that we forgot to list. Also, the Omega Files stream will feature several points in the broadcast where you decide what part of the narrative there's going to be a poll that comes up. You get to choose between a couple of different options, but that's right. You get to use this Prime feature to vote in the chat and determine an effect somewhere else in tonight's investigation. And speaking of Prime, Nick.
Remember, guys, if you have your Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription. So please subscribe to the channel. You support all of the cast members and the show and all of our shows, and it's really helpful to us. And also, you get a bunch of really, really cool only emotes that we have. They're awesome. Check them out. And also you get access to our special subscriber only channel on the Games Tavern Discord. And Sally, what do you got about 1985 games?
Yeah, so I'm here to talk about our sponsor, 1985games.com. Today, we're actually giving away a mystery dice set from them. You can use our code TGT10 to get 10% off your order at their website, 1985games.com. And for 2 weeks only, you can gear up your whole game group or treat yourself to a Dragon's Horde with a buy 6, get 2 free on their new and improved mystery dice sets. In our chat, if you just type !epic once you see the notice in our chat that the raffle is live, that's all you need to do to enter. You must be a resident of the United States or Canada, excluding Quebec, unfortunately, and you must be a follower to enter. We will continue to take entries until the end of the stream, so be sure to stick around since you have to actually be in the chat to win. We will be contacting the winner and in the chat And if the person is not in the chat, we're going to have to pick a new winner. So definitely don't leave the chat if you want to win this mystery dice set from 1985games.com.
All right, thank you very much. So I didn't introduce myself. My name is Sholem West. You can find me at sholem.west on Twitter. You can find me here running games with David, and then also over on the Steamrollers Adventure podcast doing commercials for a steampunk game. All right, so let's go ahead and get started tonight. Right now, Rosie, your phone rings. The one that you were given specially.
Hello?
Yes, is this Miss Rosie Stone?
Yes, this is Rosie.
Oh, excellent. You sound a little older than I expected, but that's fine. So my name is Richard Sullivan, and I have a mission, so to speak, an investigation that we need to do in Texas. There's a fissure that is opened up in the ground with no evidence of earthquake, ground movement, and supposedly something has been found inside. We're not really sure what it is, but if you could meet me at the Embassy Suites in Lubbock, Texas in 2 days at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll have a conference room set aside for us so that we can review the information. And feel free to bring anything you want with you that you feel might be useful. I'm going to get there early and try and get out to talk to the owner of the land and see if he's willing to let us investigate the fissure. I'm pretty sure he will, but just to make a face-to-face contact. Do you have any questions on that?
Absolutely not. Sounds super mysterious. I will be there in 2 days.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So the rest of you have similar descriptions given to you. The key, of course, is that in 2 days you need to be at the Embassy Suites in Lubbock, Texas at 2 p.m. And that the conference room has been set aside under the Quadville Florist Organization. That's how you'll know where to go. So let's go ahead and go around the horn. We'll go ahead and start, excuse me, with Booker. How are you getting there?
I am going by car. I have my my old hearse that should still be intact. If it wasn't, I probably got it repaired because that's my baby. That's how I transport all of my antiques everywhere. So it's a road trip.
Okay, great. Rosie.
I'm pretty far away, so I'm probably going to have to fly, unfortunately.
Okay. That is going to limit what you can legally possess.
I know, but I don't think I can get there in 2 days by car.
That's fair. Lance. Lance?
Oh, I'm going to fly.
Okay.
And I don't really own anything that I need to hide from the authorities, so I'm not terribly worried about it. When I get there, I would like to rent a really nice car.
Okay. That's easily done. You also have no problem with legroom on the plane.
That's true.
So Moose, I assume you're going to be driving your black Astro.
Oh, absolutely. That's an easy 2-day drive from Cali.
All right. So you all will easily be able to get to Lubbock, Texas in time. You had plenty of warning. I know that 2 of you are going to be driving, 2 of you are going to be flying. Rosie, how do you want to get to the hotel? Do you just want to catch a shuttle, or do you want to rent a car?
I'm probably going to rent a car.
Okay. Just like little 4-door.
Just something very inconspicuous, normal.
All right, no problem. All right. Who would like to arrive first?
Me.
Right.
Or anybody else.
Go for
I'm
it.
just going to be early because I'm old, but you can go first.
I'm just going to find a...
All right, everybody, we have a hype train going on. So thank you very much for that. That's fantastic. It always helps.
I'm probably going to find a place to park my hearse somewhere in the back in an inconspicuous location. because the entire body of the hearse is now filled out with paranormal investigation gear.
Okay. When you get to the hotel, it's a very simple 2-story hotel. Looks kind of like your run-of-the-mill small hotel with maybe 50 rooms and a small conference center off to the side.
I grab my personal bag, put a couple of items in there, and go to check in.
All right. You walk in to the counter. Not a problem. Oh, yes. How can I help you?
I have a reservation, I believe.
Oh, and your name?
The name is Booker.
Booker.
Gary Booker.
Gary Booker. Ah, yes, I see you right here. Yes, one person in your party has already checked in. Let me go ahead and get your information, and here's a key, and you're gonna be up in room 201.
Is it like a key or a key card key?
Key card. Dave,
okay, thanks.
Sure.
What's the Wi-Fi password?
Oh, and she gives you all that information.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you get all that information, and actually your Wi-Fi has been upgraded to unlimited use.
Nice.
With your reservation.
I go and use the elevator, and then at the last second go run up the stairs. Always got to keep him guessing.
Okay, not a problem. It's just a normal room. So Rosie, go for it. Describe yourself and come on in.
I'm just an elderly woman who looks like she's kind of been through some shit. I've got camo pants on and a black t-shirt, and I've got my little military boots on, and I'm gonna walk up to the front counter. I'll be like, "Hello, I need to check in."
Oh yes, your name, ma'am?
Rosie Stone.
Oh yes, Miss Stone. One of your fellow florists was just here. Let me get your information, and here's your key card and the Wi-Fi password. I'm assuming, do you use Wi-Fi?
Oh yes, of course. Just because I'm old, come on.
I was going to offer to help you if you needed help.
That's very kind of you.
Yes, and so you're upstairs in room 202, and right through that door back there is where your conference is.
Thank you so much. And I'm just going to make my way up to the room and get my laptop hooked up to the Wi-Fi.
Okay. All right. Wow. We are up to a level 3 hype train now. That's incredible. I've never seen that before. So thank you all so much for all the gifted subs, the Ardent, for the gifted subs, and for everybody else who subscribed. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of you. Yanzum, Aratelli, Agent 0086, Reaper Romgax, something like that. I can mispronounce anything. Give me a chance. So Moose, you arrive at the hotel.
So Moose comes in, and Moose he's wearing a black long sleeve t-shirt, and some black kind of utility pants, and he's just gonna walk in, just eyeing the corner, just suspicious. And he's strapped with this gun, and last time he worked with these people, he lost a kidney. So he's like looking around. He looks at the receptionist and just kind of eyes her from across the room for about a solid 30 seconds of silence.
And the lady behind the counter looks like she's very unnerved.
I'm looking for a Mr. Sullivan.
Yes. Oh, you must be with the florists.
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Yes. What's your name, and I can check you in, because a couple of your other partners have arrived already.
The name's Jack Klein.
Jack Klein. Okay. Yes. All right. You're in room 203. Here you go. The Wi-Fi is complimentary. Actually, it's been paid up to the extended version, so that you have no limit. And the elevator will take you upstairs, and through that doorway over there is where you can find the conference room for your meeting.
Is that
anything I can do? Please let me know.
Is this a fire exit room? Is this a room next to a fire exit?
It is on the end of the building that has a fire exit. Yes.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you for your hard work. And I'm gonna.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
As I walk away, I'm gonna keep on just eyeballing the room and just make my way to the stairs.
All right. I believe we just hit a level 4 hype train.
And we're halfway to a level 5.
But I believe we've hit a level 4. Thank you again. We have an anonymous person that donated 5 subs. I'm verklempt.
Keep the hype up.
Don't cry now.
Let's go.
Yeah, thank you for the love, guys. Thank you for all the love. We appreciate it so much.
Thank you so much. All right, Lance.
Can I have a convertible?
Sure. It's probably the only way you can see out. Probably the only way you can see out.
Oh, good. Yes. I'm gonna pull up in my convertible, park in the closest spot I can, leaving all the luggage in the car.
Okay.
And when I come in, he is all of 5'6", dressed in a t-shirt, a very fine woven t-shirt that costs like obviously a couple $100, and matching slacks. And has his hair is very close cut, probably brown, but since it's such a buzz cut, you can't really tell what color his eye is. But he is clean shaven and has a little bit of a baby face to him. Even though when he walks, you can tell he's got a little bit of when the guys work out too much, they kind of have a little bit of a hunch over from too much of it. He's got that hunch as he comes in.
Oh, hello. Sir,
Lance,
can I help you?
I have a reservation.
Yeah, she did a double take. She wasn't sure if you were a child coming through the door, a very small lady, but she finished on sir. You could tell that she had to cycle through. And your name?
Don't worry, I'll wait. You'll get there. Lance Holbeck.
Your name?
Lance Holbeck.
Lance Holbeck. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she moves over to the handicap portion of the counter that's lower so that you can actually have easier access.
All right, I'll hop up onto the counter, onto that handicap one. Just whoop, up I go.
She's a little taken aback. Okay. Yes. You're in room 204.
204.
Here's your key, and you have extended. You have extended internet. You have unlimited internet. So please feel free. The elevator is right over there to take you up to the second floor, and the door at the end of the hall is where your conference room is.
And the bar?
We don't actually have a bar. There is a restaurant next door that has a bar.
All right. Thank you very much.
And I do believe everyone in your party has arrived.
Oh, good. So they're waiting for me.
I would hope so.
All right. Thank you for your time. Head to the conference room by way of the car, where I'm going to get my duffel bag where I went by the duty free as we pass through the airport.
Okay.
And I'm bringing my own supplies to the meeting, which apparently is BYOB.
So you're able to get into the conference room. It's very easy. You could follow the signs for the Quadville Florist Organization. When you go in, it's a room with one large table in the middle. And then along the back wall is a table with sandwiches, drinks, coffee, cookies, all the silverware and plates you could use. So somebody has provided food as well.
Ooh, a spread.
Yeah, but there's no sign of anyone else in the room at this time, but you are about 10 minutes early.
I'll make myself a Jack and Coke.
From the duty-free bag, yes.
We just got hype train level 4. You guys are awesome. Please keep it going.
Level 5.
We're at level 5.
Oh my goodness.
Wow,
Holy mackerel.
You guys
Thank
are
you
amazing.
so much.
Thank you for all the love. You guys are freaking amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Rosie, since you tend to be early, you could be the next one into the conference room.
Absolutely. And I'm going to get myself my coffee, black, nothing in it.
Please describe yourself to Lance so that he knows what has entered the room.
I am about a 70-year-old woman with graying short hair, wearing a black black t-shirt and camo pants with like combat boots. I look like I've been through some shit. I have, some scars here and there. And I sit down.
Okay, and in the room is what could be, wait, no, that's not a child, that's not a woman, that's a very tiny man.
And
Wish to drink to you.
who are you? I'm Rosie. Nice to meet you.
Lance. Pleasure.
What do you do?
I work in movies.
Are you an actor or?
I don't get billing. I'm a stuntman.
Oh, nice.
So whenever they have, tell you what, Disney Plus has been a godsend. All those kids needing actors, someone to take the punches for them, I'm here for them.
Oh, do you only fill in for children?
Mostly. Sometimes women. That's why you don't have any hair. So the wigs.
Interesting. How did you get into that?
Parents.
Ah, I see.
It's a very, nepotistic. I don't know that word. It's a very family town out there. Everyone knows someone. Everyone's someone's kid.
You got to know somebody to get into it.
Booker,
Exactly.
you arrived during their conversation.
I come in with a hydrating face mask on.
What?
A hydrating face mask. And then I go and I make myself a cup of tea. I assume they have like refreshments in the back, and I sit
Oh,
down.
yes.
Oh, hello.
I'm gonna have
You're
to
very
Google
svelte.
this. Hello. Hydrating face. I gotta see what this hydrating face mask looks like.
Face mask.
Yeah, so there's food. There's also a projector on the table and a screen pulled down, but there's nothing to, nothing's connected to the projector at this point.
Are there any slides for the projector?
No, there's no, it looks like it would plug into a computer, but there's no
Okay.
computer hooked up yet.
So like a new projector, not like one of the overhead things from elementary school.
Right, it's just on the table. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Moose.
Yeah, Moose walks in and probably the exact opposite of Lance. I am sitting at about 6'4", about 240 pounds. I'm just gonna walk in, just pop in real fast and just look around everyone.
Hey.
Hi. Any of you guys, Mr. Sullivan?
Lance Holbeck.
Moose.
And you?
You guys you can call me Moose.
I'm Rosie. I'm known
I'm
as.
Booker.
What's up?
Me and the
Booker?
megafauna know each other.
Yeah. I don't know why I came back to this place, but
Free
what's
drink?
this? What? Yeah, I guess. What's the setup here? What's going on with the? You guys get in contact with home base yet? Besides that phone call you guys probably all got.
Well, you know, they called us. I assume they called you guys 2 days ago too. They called me 2 days ago, told me to show up here. Now I'm just waiting.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and
Good
it's just
time.
now 2:00, so Richard Sullivan should be appearing at any moment.
Moose is a stickler for punctuality.
Yeah,
Well, it quickly turns to 2:30, and there's still no sign of Mr. Sullivan.
Oh, that means more snacks, right?
Oh, there's plenty of food.
We'll take
There's
another
plenty
run at
of
that
food.
table.
It's like they knew that there were going to be 20 people here. So
Hey, if they're paying, if the studio's paying for crew to eat, you won't pass that up.
I've taken my face mask off and now I'm holding ice cubes under my eyes. Gotta get rid of the bags.
yeah, I'm gonna see if I can contact this Mr. Sullivan.
okay, the number that he had called you on does not answer.
I hate
It just
this.
rings and then ends, so it doesn't even have a voicemail set up.
I'll be right back, and I'm gonna walk to the receptionist and be like,
Oh, you're back, and she's like,
yeah. Has that Mr. Sullivan, has he checked in yet?
Yes, he checked in yesterday. Yes, and he set up the conference room. Is it not to your liking?
Oh no, it's great. I think he just drank a little bit last night. Can I get his room so I can go check on him, make sure he's good?
Well, he's in room 205. I'm not really allowed to give you keys, but make a persuasion or a charm. Make a charm roll.
Oh yeah, that's an 88. I know my charm's a lot lower than that. Yeah, no, that's way over.
Okay. So you're not gonna be able to charm her out of the key. But he's in room 205. He arranged it so that you all would have a block of rooms together.
Very well.
Near the stairs. He's very conscientious of fires.
Gotcha. Yeah, Booker.
Moose, see if they have biscotti. I really want a biscotti.
I'm just gonna okay. I just want to let you know that if he is out cold, because he did drink a little bit last night, I'm gonna be pounding on that door, and if you get some complaints from their guest, that's not on me.
Okay, no, that's perfectly understandable. If we need to, I could call the authorities and have them come and open the door and look for him. The fire.
You guys got a maintenance guy that can just open the door? A representative?
Not allowed to do that because he could be in a situation that could cause us issues.
Take it.
All right, I'll be back. Before we escalate this, let me see if you can actually answer the door.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna like stick my head into the conference room and be like, hey, I'm gonna go stick my head into this guy's room. You guys want to come with?
Yeah, I'll come with you. Let's bang on the door.
Did they have biscotti?
Yeah, it's in his room. You ready?
All right, here we go.
I assume this is all just a power play, but sure.
You know what? I would think that too, but there's a good chance that he's being dissected by aliens right now. So let's go check.
That's very specific.
It is very specific.
You can easily find room 205. It's just down from yours. It is right next to the emergency stairs.
Okay, I'm just gonna put my ear up on the door while Booker knocks on it. I like shift back. Okay.
There's no answer, and you didn't hear anything. You're pounding on the little old lady's pounding on the door, and nobody answers.
Is he not here?
Can I try to pick the lock?
It is a key lock.
Right. If
it
you
is
have
a card key.
If you have a powerful enough magnet, you can reset the reader.
You can attempt it. Yes.
All right. So in our last escapades, I realized how valuable lockpicking and entry devices are. So I've made sure I've stocked up on that. And I'm going to roll a locksmith, and that is a 10 out of 15.
Oh, well, yes, you're able to, and it opens. And while it's opening, I need to say, where is it? Somebody just followed us, so subscribed, and it's already gone off the thing. I can't even see it. So never mind. When you open the door, you can see that there are two queen size beds in there, one of which has obviously been slept in. The other one is not, but on the second bed closer to the window are piles of equipment.
What kind of equipment?
There's 4 M16A2s. There's what appear to be a stack or two of clips for those weapons. There's 4 mining helmets with lamps, 4 last chance vests, rope and climbing equipment, camelbacks with jugs of water.
AG_chips. Thank you for that follow. We appreciate you.
It looks like our little job's already started, and it looks like it's going to be a big one.
Well, he did say he was going to go and check the place out ahead of time to and then come back. So it may be taking him a while.
Did he give us the specific location of the fissure?
He did not.
Mm.
Can we search through like the writing desk or anything where you might have jotted down a note?
There appears to be no personal possessions at all.
Seems
Maybe
like
maybe he slept here and took everything with him. But there's only 4 sets of equipment, so you can make a good assumption that he took 1 set with him.
All right, I guess let's get geared up.
Yeah, I guess he set us up.
But you also know that you have an emergency phone number to reach the home office.
Yeah, I was pulling it out as this is going on. I'm gonna go ahead and call home office.
Okay. Do you want to take the equipment out of this room since it's an electronic lock that may not be easy to pick again? Yeah. And put it in your rooms, or?
Well, do you guys just want to hang tight while I make this call, and then we'll take care of the equipment afterwards?
Sure.
Yeah.
I do a magical girl transformation sequence to get into my gear.
So you're gonna walk around in the mining helmet?
Yeah.
Okay. You call the number, and you hear a couple of beeps and clicks and whirs. And hello.
Hey, this is Moose. I'm trying to get in contact with home base.
It's home office.
The home office. I'm trying to get in contact with home office.
Oh, okay. Click. And you would expect that they're going to call back at some point. It takes them about an hour to call back. So what are you going to do with the equipment?
Well, I would offer you guys, because I'm parked next to the fire exit. If you guys want to put equipment in my van, you guys are more welcome to. Or you guys can keep it in your rooms, whatever you guys want to do.
I think I'll go with the van.
I'll just put the rifle in the van and I'll stay geared up.
Yeah, the last Chad's Fest will fit underneath your clothes. That's not a problem. It'd be kind of odd to be walking around in a mining helmet, but you can. And you know, the climbing gear, it's like rappelling gear. You probably don't want to wear that till you're going to use it. There are bags that all that equipment is in, so you could just easily move the bags.
Van seems like reasonable. We're going to drive somewhere and use it anyway.
Okay.
Saves a future trip.
All right. Well, while you're transferring the stuff to the van and you're coming back in, Moose, your phone rings.
Moose speaking.
This is the home office. We have not been able to get in touch with Mr. Sullivan. Within the hour, a messenger will arrive with a package containing all of the pertinent information that Mr. Sullivan had provided. Please review the information and proceed with the investigation, if at all possible.
And then it hangs up.
What did home box office say?
What's that?
I said, what did home box office say? I'm talking to Moose.
Yeah, and I'll just pretty much say that whole thing word for word to you guys.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and I'll read it out to you. This is the home office. We have not been able to get in touch with Mr. Sullivan at this time. Within the hour, a messenger will arrive with a package containing all of the pertinent information that Mr. Sullivan had provided. Please review the information and proceed with the investigation, if at all possible.
You guys think he got stuck in the fissure?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's in the fissure. 100%.
He's like a
He's got
hairball in that
diarrhea.
brain.
He's dead.
No, they might be dissecting him.
Yeah, there's aliens in the fissure.
Listen, I'd be the first to admit that something funky is going on here, but he could just have the hot snakes.
I mean, sure.
Or just really like a nice fissure.
Let me, you guys load the van up. I'm gonna run back and go talk to the receptionist real quick, guys.
Don't
While
scare
he's
her.
doing that, can I go onto like Google Maps and just start with a satellite view looking around for where a fissure could possibly
So it's a
be?
brand new fissure, so it's not going to be on any of the Google images. But you can look around the area, and what you'll see is that a majority of the area around Lubbock is cattle. And so they appear to be cattle farms. You know, once you get a bit out of the city proper.
I'm gonna hop on my laptop in my room and look up like local news to see if any news stations have reported about it, to try and figure out where it is.
Okay. No, there's actually nothing about a fissure in the ground or anything in the news, but that's also not uncommon for the Home Office to scrub that kind of stuff out of the news.
Yeah, that's true too.
So that people can't follow through with whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Is anybody going back to the All right, sorry about that. All right, sorry about that. The aliens were microwaving our feed, so you couldn't see us. We're gonna rewind back to Moose. You wanted to talk to the lady at the front desk.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the lady, and this is Moose trying to be charming, which is probably not very charming at all. And I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm kind of in a pickle. I was hoping you can help me out. You see,
if you're looking for a good place to eat next door, and I get off at 8.
Well, might take you up on that, but I gotta do work first. And actually, have you heard anything local about some big fissure opening around here?
No, I haven't heard anything about that. I would expect everybody to be going out there and looking at it.
So you said you have not heard anything about it, or you just don't know where it is?
No, I've not heard anything about a fissure. People like, weird stuff like that around here.
You know it's a crime to lie to a federal agent, correct?
I'm not lying. People do. I mean, there was a couple of years ago, a well opened up and nobody knew it was there. And so people were throwing weird stuff in there, like, M80s and having a good time. It was a party for like the entire weekend.
Where was this at?
And it was like 3 counties over.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you, miss. I'm gonna give her my number and my personal cell number, and just be like, if you don't mind, if you do, maybe you can ask about it every now and people come in if it's appropriate to ask. And if you do hear anything about it, that'll be really, really, really helpful to me and help me get off work a lot easier.
You'll be the first to know if I hear anything about that.
I would greatly appreciate that. And I'm gonna kind of give her like Moose's attempt at being flattering, which is like him doing like, eh. And then I'm going to, and then I'm gonna walk, just eye past the conference room one more time before I head back to the van.
Okay. So does anybody else want to do anything interesting, or are you gonna, I know that Rosie, you're checking stuff on the internet. What about you and Booker and Lance? Are you gonna go back to the conference room, or are you going somewhere else?
I am going to take out like my spirit box and my electromagnetic field detector, and I'm going to start walking around looking for cold spots.
Okay. You do find a really weird cold spot, but then you realize it's the ice machine. Once you get around the corner, it's not a ghost, it's the ice machine. Lance.
Well, we hit about an hour before.
You don't know how long it's like. She said within an hour.
Within an hour.
It said within an hour.
Once we get done taking all the equipment down to the van, I guess I'll head up to the room and turn on the television and see if I can find anything on the local news that sounds suspicious or might be like some strange events or anything that could provide light. And otherwise, I'll just keep an eye out on what's going on down at the conference room. Be ready whenever the information arrives.
Well, there is a TV in the conference room, so you could put the news on in the conference room.
I'll also keep an eye on all the snacks.
Oh, okay. See if anybody's stealing the snacks.
Oh, I know who's stealing the snacks.
About 45 minutes later, there's a knock on the door to the conference room.
Open it.
You open it, and there's a gentleman in a light navy blue suit. Looks very new, with a tie, and he's got a a computer shoulder bag, and he looks down and just holds it out and smiles.
I take it from him.
And he turns and leaves without saying a word.
That's how this kind of works. I kick the door closed with my heel as I go back to the table.
Okay.
Oh, I guess, actually, better yet, I'll go get all the others.
Okay, because I believe that Booker was out in the hall wandering around. Moose was in the room with you, I believe.
Yeah, I was in the room with
All right, in that case, I'll pass the computers over to you, Moose, and I'll go find Booker and Rosie.
Okay, and that's easy to do, not a problem. You could also call them if you decided to. So you're able to get in, no problem. There's a laptop. That's all that's in there is a laptop.
All right. Is everyone in here now, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Have you guys worked with these guys before, by the way?
I'm new to this.
How about yourself? Great. Well, the first time we worked with them, we were naked for half the time. So there's a lot of themes I want to take advantage of this time. Can we all just share information on our phones? And I'm going to see if I can get everyone to share their contacts and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You already have my contact info.
Yeah, I got you, Booker. And then if you guys can you guys turn on your location so we all know where we are at all times?
Find my phone.
I guess so.
Listen, I know it sounds weird, but I promise you may like end up in a dumpster with the raccoon people taking off your toes.
There's just, certain people I don't want tracking me, but.
I mean, I'm sure if someone's tracking you, they're going to track you anyways. I mean, these people we work with have told you that already.
That's
why I got a phone just for this event.
Yeah. Well,
I'm pitching it after this.
Yeah. I'm gonna open the laptop up.
Okay. You power it up, no problem. There's a fingerprint reader on it, and it just kind of sits there blinking.
Put my finger on it.
Okay. And it boots. And there is exactly one file in the picture, in one folder, right there on the desktop. There's nothing else loaded onto this laptop.
I will.
And the file just says file. It doesn't even.
It says file. My little Rosie, like, definitely never gave him my fingerprints before. So yeah. And I'm gonna click on the file, double click on it.
Okay. There's actually 5 pieces of information in there. Each one is you can open up. The first one, it says Richard Sullivan, and it's a picture of Richard Sullivan, and you have that as handout 1. The second one is a piece of information that appears to be what was reported, that a fisher had opened on a ranch in Lubbock, Texas, but no water flow or earthquake activity was detected by nearby sensors or the weather data. So you can be sure that that's what he told you before, at least to that level. The property is actually owned by M.B. Ellison, Marvin Burke Ellison. He's about 50 years old. He has a doctorate in archaeology and engineering. He retired 5 years ago after selling his stock in cattle and oil. And that is the property where it is. That's the one where he said that the gentleman may not like people showing up unexpectedly. And then there's also an address for the place, as well as USGS topographical maps of the region and Google Earth images that show no occurrence of that kind of fissure or water flow. There's no dry creek beds or anything else that can be seen. And then the final piece of information in a file is notes. And it says at the very top, given by Richard Sullivan. He explains that he made contact with Ellison, arranged for a group of people to come out and examine the fissure to ensure there's no danger. Ellison appears to be very nervous about having strangers around his property, and that the fissure is about 500 yards from Ellison's house, but can be verified. There is no active or dry creek bed in the area. And that is all the information that is on that computer.
Well, at least it gave us a location, right?
Yes. It's about 20 miles outside of Lubbock.
That's drivable, don't you think?
Obviously.
Is there a printer inside the conference room?
No, but there is a business center downstairs.
Okay. I'm just gonna basically get the email for the printer, and I'm gonna print all the stuff off,
okay.
if that's possible.
Absolutely possible.
I'm going to save the address into my phone.
Okay. And if you use Waze or something like that, you can easily see how to get there. It won't take long to get there. But I mean, right now you're looking at about 5 o'clock. It'll probably be getting dark around 9 or 10.
And Jaw29, thank you for that follow. We appreciate you.
Yes, thank you very much. So it's up to you whether you wish to proceed to the land tonight or tomorrow, or in the middle of the night, your choice.
Sorry, what time you say it was today?
It's around 5 o'clock now.
Okay.
We have like 5 hours of daylight.
Yeah, you have between 4 and 5 hours of daylight left.
I mean, I think we should probably go now, because what if he's in trouble?
Yeah, but say the same thing. This could be a rescue mission.
With him missing, I don't think we should sleep on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
eating her way up.
Yeah, I'm gonna reach to my pocket and just have like a handful of receipts in my hand with like an In-N-Out fry that I pick off. I'm gonna be like, yeah, and these are all my gas receipts, so someone's gonna have to pay for this. They pay for travel, right, Booker? Did they tell you that?
Yeah, but you don't need to save your receipts.
Yeah, you do. How else do you do it?
They just give you a stipend.
I got a per diem.
Yeah, that'll be the one thing they can't track is our gas mileage. I'm not gonna play that game with them. But yeah, I think we should head out tonight. I think that'll be a good idea.
Okay.
And also, I don't think us with weapons and everything won't be a big deal. We are in Texas after all. So
it's true.
Yeah, especially if we keep him in the car.
No, we'll just walk up all strapped and be like, we're looking for barbecue.
Yeah.
This is
Welcome to Texas. Yeehaw.
Yeah. But you do know that it appeared that MB Ellison is expecting your group at some point. That he was able to acquire that approval. So you leave. I take it you're taking all the equipment you found, or are you just taking some of it?
I'm taking all of mine.
Yeah, all of it.
Okay. So just so you know, there are 12 clips, 30-round clips of ammunition for the M16s.
Total?
Just so you have that. So each of you basically has 3 clips.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. So the drive out there is not too bad. It's pretty, and it takes you about 30 minutes to get there. Most of your traffic was inside Lubbock, getting out of Lubbock. But once you got outside of Lubbock and were able to hit, speed limits of your choice, you actually got there very quick. When Waze tells you the turnoff, it looks just like a dirt road, and it would appear that there used to be a cattle farm name up on the posts that are over the drive entrance, but there's nothing up there now. So it's just an empty post with a cross beam. Normally, if it was a cattle farm, they would have the name of the farm or the ranch.
That's ominous.
Oh, and by the way, whoever's not shotgun is just sitting on the ground in the back of the van. There's no seats back there.
But you have a mattress.
Oh, I'm taking a
I do. But the everything folds in, so yeah, there would be a mattress you guys can sit on.
Oh, we got a second car.
Oh, you're gonna take a second car?
I'm not sitting back there.
Okay, are you gonna take a convertible?
Yeah.
Are you going in front or are you going in behind the van?
I'll go behind it in case it burns out and flips over and lands in the ditch, so I'll know. So I can stop my car and pull them out.
I assume you're going to put the top up once you get to the dirt road?
Yeah, that's wise.
Okay.
While we're driving, I'll be scanning for EMFs.
Okay. There are some strange signals out here, but you don't think it has anything to do with ghosts or paranormal events, because it just seems too normal. Moose, when you're driving on this dirt road, it slowly winds around some rises in the ground, so you can't really see in front of you. It takes you about a mile out this road before you actually get to where you can see stuff. And in the distance, as it comes out in front of you, what would have been the beginning of a ranch, you could see a ranch house, a 2-story ranch house. But there's also all these blocks, these cement blocks that are sitting all over the ground. They're about 6 feet by 4 feet by 8. And there's probably hundreds of them. If you look at handout number 3, you'll see what I'm talking about. And there also appears to be a concrete factory, a very small concrete factory, where there's a gentleman over there. And what was the decision on the first vote? And you see a gentleman over there, and he is smoothing out a brand new block of concrete in a frame. And next to that one is one that still looks a little wet. And this gentleman, as he hears your van and your smaller sports car come up, he does turn and puts the level down and kind of cocks his head sideways. And that would be your handout number 2. That is the gentleman you're looking for, Mr. M.B. Ellison.
Old Man McGillicuddy.
Howdy.
And he kind of waits where he is for you to come to him. He doesn't look like he's in any hurry to come see you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop the van like 50 meters away from the house.
Okay. Yeah, this concrete factory that he's working on is about 100 feet from the house.
Okay. Cool.
And you can see now that you've gotten closer that he's got a very large tractor with forks, and also has another kind of skiff that would be able to move these blocks.
Are there like as many tightly together in the yard as there are in that photo?
There's some that are spread out, but that was where you actually first saw them. And it looks like somebody's been making blocks and putting them together for a while. And they're not like stacked, they're just kind of placed near each other haphazardly.
Okay.
Like they've been moved there.
And the person that was smoothing the slab is not the same person.
Oh no, it is. That's MB Ellison.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, he stopped and he's just waiting. And you stopped about 50 yards away.
Yeah.
Away.
I'll ask him a question. I'll get out of the car and yell at him like, "What you making all these slabs for?"
Well, I could tell you. Why don't you come closer so that we can have a decent conversation?
I'm working on it.
I feel like yelling.
I get out and go.
Do you need me to come get you in the gas cart? I mean, you look like you're a little frail.
I can do it myself.
That's what I thought. And he actually pulls out a chair and offers it to you when you get there.
I'll
so that you don't have to stand.
Yeah,
well, what can I do for you? You fine. And he looks down at Lance. People. A little taken aback. Wasn't sure if you were man, woman, or child.
Well, howdy there, sir. We're working with a special government organization. We hear you have some strange things happening in this farm.
Government organization? What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Do you know Mr. Sullivan?
Oh, yeah, Richard. Yeah, nice fellow.
Yeah, he sent us.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're his group. Oh, okay. He didn't say you work for the government. I'm not sure I want the government on my property.
We don't work directly for the government. It's more
a
of
cover.
a contracting thing.
It's a cover.
Look, I don't work for the government. I wouldn't worry about that.
I don't know. If the government's involved, I don't feel very comfortable right about now.
Listen, I'm with you. I don't like big government putting their fingers in small politics. But between the two of us, that's where all the money is. And this organization that we're part of, it requires a lot of startup cash, if you know what I mean.
He does not look like he's buying what you're telling him. So, Mr. Booker, would you please roll me a persuade?
That is a 46, and my persuade is a 30.
Do you want to spend the luck points?
No.
Okay. He doesn't really seem to believe what you're telling him. And he kind of looks like he's a little like he's shying away. Anybody else wish to do it? Does anybody else wish to do something to try and bring Mr. Booker back into this conversation, to save Mr. Booker in this conversation?
Can I give him a $100 bill?
Son, are you trying to buy me? You
Not
do
at
know
all.
that
I'm trying
I
to pay
have
for your
plenty
time.
of money.
I'm just trying to pay for your time. I think it would be a worthy transaction.
See, now you stink of Fed. He doesn't smell a Fed. He points at Moose, and I know for a fact that that young feller there is not a Fed. And well, you would have retired long ago, ma'am. So I know you're not a Fed. How about you, sir, just take a couple of 100 steps back, and I'll talk to these three people, and maybe we can work something out. I don't quite trust you.
Can I tell you a secret, mister?
Always.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I don't think he works for the government. I wouldn't worry about it.
Well, that's okay, because he's over there now, so you don't have to whisper. You can talk out loud. I don't think you
All
can hear
right,
that
sounds
far.
good.
Do you know where I can find biscotti in town?
The hell is a biscotti?
It's like a hard piece of bread.
Oh, is it the one with the olives on it?
All right, Mr. Ellison. Mr. Ellison.
Yes.
Listen,
What is your name, sir?
Moose.
Yeah, you're about the size of a moose.
That's what they
Makes
call
sense.
it. And also, I came out in full kit, so like I have my AK, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, you came strapped for business. Were you
Yes,
afraid it is gonna get you?
Well, whatever it is, we're gonna be ready for it. But I love the pleasantries, and I wish we could sit around talking about biscotti all day. But we have a friend that might be in danger, so if we can just cut the grab ass and get the business, that'd be much appreciated.
Well, that's okay. Well, I like a gentleman that's right to the point. Sure. As far as I know, Mr. Sullivan has already left.
Did you see him leave?
No, but I wasn't really keeping an eye on him. I mean, he was looking at the Fisher, and I went back to work. And you did have a question on that, didn't you?
When was he here?
He was here this morning.
Because he's not at the hotel now.
Oh. Well, I can show you where he was.
That would be most appreciated.
Yeah,
and also the cement blocks. What's going on with the cement blocks?
I thought you wanted to get right on to it and not doing grab ass.
We can walk and talk.
Well, I don't walk. And he goes around. I'll be right back. And he goes around the corner, and he pulls around in a Polaris, a 6-seat Polaris, and says, "All right, get on in. I'll take you over there."
I'm gonna get in.
In Texas, you don't walk if you don't have to, and we don't have to.
Hop on the
You guys
back.
you guys all have all your gear and whatnot before we get on this adventure?
Yep.
Oh,
Standard stuntman kit.
can you hold his gun? I don't trust him. I think he's gonna shoot me in the back of the head. Can you
I
hold
think
that crazy feller's gun?
I thought everyone had the right to bear arms in Texas.
Yeah, but I don't trust him behind me with a gun.
You sound like a government right now.
What if I sat on the hood of the Polaris?
All right, I'll tell you what. You can sit in one of the backward-facing seats.
Okay,
Sit back with me. That way we can see if we're being followed.
I do that. And the entire time I'm keeping eyes on the house, looking for lights, movement.
Okay. You don't see any lights or movement. Just double checking your spot hidden. You do not see any lights or movement. The drive is not very long, but while you're riding, he goes, "Well, so I decided long ago that I wanted to make something that would last, so that I would appear and be remembered. And so I saw that wonderful, the pyramids in Egypt, and I thought, well, that'd be a great idea. So I'm building my own pyramid here. And at some point, when I do kick the bucket, I will be placed inside my pyramid.
I'm writing notes.
So who's gonna put you in the pyramid?
Well, that's what I have an attorney for. You see, I made a lot of money in oil and cows, so I don't think I could run out of money if I wanted to. So I'm building a pyramid, and when I die, and however many years that is, I'll be dead and shoved inside, and it'll be shut.
Who's putting this pyramid together?
Oh, I am. I might have some people help me with the higher levels, because I'll have to get a big old crane in here. But yeah, I should be able to do most of it myself. I've done the measurements. I've plotted it out. That's kind of the weird thing. The fissure opened up where I'm going to put it. So now I'm going to have to fill that with concrete, I guess, first.
Why don't you just build a pyramid
and as
elsewhere?
he says that, you come around a series of blocks, and there, just in the middle of all these blocks, is a fissure that's just cracked. The ground just cracked open. And to the right of the fissure is a SUV, a brown SUV. And he goes, oh, well, I guess Mr. Sullivan is still here. And if you look at, excuse me, if you look at handout number 4, that'll show you what the fissure looks like. And then he stops about 30 feet away from the fissure itself and says, well, I guess he didn't leave.
Am I picking anything up on the EMF?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to put in the group chat that we all have together and just put pyramid making. I'm 90% sure this guy's an alien. And just put that in the group chat.
All right.
I do have a question for
back,
himself.
And by that, you mean egomaniac. Send.
And then I'm going to text back, aliens don't distrust the government. They use them to control people. Send.
Why are you all typing like crazy?
Oh, I think you're an alien.
I have a question for you, actually.
I'm not an alien.
Why did
they come from across the border?
Why did you pick this spot for your pyramid? And
why, with the
fissure
perfect
here,
flat spot.
If the fissure's here, wouldn't it be easier just to build your pyramid elsewhere?
Well, I can now, but when I laid out the idea for it and the plans, this was the best spot because I'd have to move the least amount of dirt to get down the rock. As you can see from the fissure, there's rock right underneath the dirt. Good sturdy. Well, thought it was sturdy.
What did you think of a pyramid? Did it come to you in like a dream or something?
I was watching a show on Egypt. I guess you couldn't hear me back there with the wind blowing. I was watching a show about Egypt and I saw the pyramids. I said, I'm going to build me a pyramid and then I'll be remembered. Because everybody knows that it was King Tut in that pyramid, that big one.
I don't think that's true.
Well, it was one of them. Everybody knows who King Tut is.
I'm gonna.
You don't know who's in the pyramid. It's fine.
That's why lots of movie stars have those big houses, so people can look at them and go, "Wow."
Well, he doesn't get out of the Polaris. He just sits there and he's willing to talk. But you guys are free to move around as you wish.
I text back in the group chat. This guy is super Texas. No need to fear.
I'm gonna ask him. Have you explored the fissure? Have you looked inside it? Have you done anything?
That's a funny question. You see, I did go in there, and I couldn't resist. I mean, when a fissure opens up in the ground suddenly overnight, how can you resist? And I went down in there, and I found a piece of gold.
Did you get it tested?
But then I heard some noises. Some loud moving noises that I didn't want anything to do with, so I came back out and I there's a forum that I watch, and well, I wrote on there about this fissure that opened up in the ground. I didn't say anything about the gold, but I said, I opened up the fissure in the ground, and next thing I know, Mr. Sullivan is ringing my door.
Is it just a lump of gold, or was it like a brick, like a fashioned
gold coin?
Gold coin.
Could have been a leprechaun nest. I don't know.
Oh.
Do you still have it? Can we look at it?
It's under lock and key at the moment.
Gold coin.
Did it have anything on it?
Had a face.
What did it look like?
It's like this. And he smiles.
It had your face on it, or just a smiling face?
No, just a smiling face on it. With a crown, and on the backside were some like bronze or something.
Does that ring a bell for me for like ancient currency? That design.
Could be anything.
Yeah, I mean that sounds very generic. That could have been anything.
Yeah, it could be anything at this point.
I'm gonna walk over to the van.
Okay. To your van or to the SUV?
No, Sullivan's SUV. Yes, Sullivan's SUV.
All right, no problem. You walk over there. It's unlocked actually.
Are the keys in it when I open the door up and look around?
No keys. Still has power because the lights come on when you open it.
I'm gonna just look around the entire van, see if I see any kind of like signs of panic or struggle.
Okay. You don't see anything around the van, but what you do see is that in the back, underneath a blanket, is another M16 with 3 rounds of 3 clips. I'm sorry, 3 clips of 30 rounds, as well as a bag that when you look at it, it appears to be his go bag. It's got clothes and stuff in it. So for a short trip, so he doesn't have very much to move with, toiletries. So that's obviously what he had in the hotel and didn't leave behind. But you don't see any of the climbing equipment or the vest or any of that.
I'm going to yell into the fissure.
You're going to go look at the fissure?
I'm going with her.
Okay,
yeah,
so
I'm gonna yell into it.
When you go over to the fissure, both of you could see this. It's not really obvious, but you notice it just as the sun is going, the sun is in the sky and it's at an angle. You notice some glint on the ground, and when you look, you see blood. Booker, what are you doing?
I am in the car looking around for notes, checking the glove box.
Okay. Make me a spot roll. So Lance and Rosie, there's a small splash of blood on the outside of the fissure.
Okay.
Outside,
like
so we
maybe
can reach it easily.
Somebody got cut and they bled a little bit.
I'm gonna kind of like put my finger in it. Is it like new, fresh, or does it seem kind of old?
No, it is definitely mostly congealed, but that could also be to the sun.
Yeah.
And you said there was a glint?
Well, it's a slight glint. That's how you noticed it, because obviously there was just a tiny little bit underneath a bush that was wet.
Shiny.
A little bit brought your attention.
I'd like to look around and see if there's a trail, if it's heading down into the fissure, for example.
Okay. You do not see a trail anywhere outside. Are you going to go down into the fissure?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
You do not see anything from the surface. Booker, how'd you do?
I got an extreme success. I rolled a 6.
Okay. You are able to find the actual title for this car. It was actually hidden underneath the floor mat. And the title is actually shows that it's owned by a Rachel Goodell that lives in Missouri. So
Okay.
you're not real sure. And it is registered currently, but the tags on it are Texas.
Okay. If there is no path down into the fissure, then there has to be an anchor point for a rope for him to rappel down into it.
So one corner, so the fissure has 2 ends, like a smile. One end actually has what could be a traversable rough climb down, But you think, I mean, Rosie, even you think you could go down that and back up it. It's very angle. It's not like steep. It's kind of like it builds down. It kind of goes down at an angle, but not a totally uncomfortable angle. Does anybody have geology?
Go down the side.
Yeah, does anybody have geology? I don't think so, but I figured I'd ask.
No.
It does appear that the fissure itself, it's like the ground just tore itself open. You could see where it would made up on the other side. So this has not been here very long.
Can I still try yelling into it?
Absolutely, and it echoes back eventually.
Sullivan!
Sullivan!
I never hear anything.
No, there's no response from Sullivan.
I think we're gonna have to go in, guys, but I don't know if we should go today or if we should come back. But then again, our friend's in trouble.
Well, if it's deep enough and dark enough down there, it doesn't matter what time of day it is.
Yeah, I think it's
Let's go
probably
get the
better.
gear.
And Booker, from behind you. So, you find something interesting? And it's MB Ellison. He just walked up behind you when you were focused. Find something interesting?
Nope.
Oh. I mean, your friends are over there poking around pretty hard. I'll go talk to them. You obviously don't know what's going on.
Okay.
And he moseys on over, and he goes, so
when he walks by, can I bump into him and try to take his wallet?
You sure can.
I would like to verify his ID.
Okay.
That is a 22, and my sleight of hand is a 30.
Okay. So you get a hold of his wallet, and you're like, got it. And then you realize that he has turned around and is looking at you like a snake looks at a rat. Just dead in the eyes, and goes, son, I don't think you want to do that.
I look at his ID.
He's going to punch you. There's no way around.
I'm actually going to say, before that happens, I was going to do this like 10 minutes ago. And while he's doing that, I am just going to get behind him and force him on the ground and flexi-cuff him.
On MB?
Yes.
What the hell are you doing? Go ahead and make your fighting roll. He's going to fight back.
Of course. That's a normal success.
Okay, he actually got an extreme success on his fighting back. So he kind of flips you around in front of him into Booker. And you're going to actually take 2 points of damage as he slams you into Booker. And you actually clonk into his helmet that's been hanging on the side. Boys, I don't think you want to mess with this, Bronco.
Does the photo and the name match and everything?
Well, you were just pulling it out when you caught a moose. And you both actually went to the ground.
I look at it on the ground.
And he walks me, give me that. If you wanted to see my ID, all you had to do was ask you, government sissy.
Can I see your ID?
And he holds it out in front of you.
Everything match?
Says MB Ellison, says that he's 50 years old.
Picture's the same?
Yes. Same old nasty looking coot.
All right, I give him eyes. Okay.
He goes, boy, don't you ever touch me again. And he's pointing at you, Moose.
I'm gonna kind of wipe the blood off my lip and be like, I'll give you that, you're a scrappy one. But here's the deal though, is there's no way in hell I'm going down in the ravine by myself and leaving you up here. So you can come down. You got
friends. You're going down with your friends.
Listen, you said you got fine gold. I wouldn't be surprised if you want to keep this place to yourself.
Dude, I don't need gold.
Listen, here's the thing though.
Do you see this watch? You see this watch? That watch is probably worth more than you.
I'm sure it is. At the end of the day,
I don't need money. I got more money than I can spend.
Listen, how about this? we either make sure that you can't keep us down there or you come down there with us.
He looks down. How am I going to keep you in a hole in the ground like that?
I'm sure you can find
I'll
ways.
go back to my house. You do what you want. I don't care. I need to keep working on my one stone that I just poured. Because I'm not 100% happy with the leveling on it. You go do your thing. I'll go do mine. And good luck in the hole.
Listen, you're right. I apologize. I acted a little hasty.
Jeez.
If you don't mind.
I think I was going to offer you a beer, and he lifts the seat, and you can see that under the seat is a cooler full of bottles of beer, and he pulls one out, pops it off, puts the seat back down, and takes a slug, sits on the seat, and drives away in his little gas cart.
No, beer, come back.
Moose, it's fine.
I'm there.
I don't trust that guy. He's an alien. He's 100% alien.
So, Lance, you just saw this whole encounter.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
Well, the old man tossed Moose like Moose had never been in a fight.
Moose is kind of a big guy, isn't he?
Yes. Maybe this guy knows a little bit of judo or something.
Yeah, no, that's not it. Gonna file that one way is suspicious as hell. You all right?
Well, he's a grizzled dude. I mean, for 50, he looks old. So most likely he actually worked in the fields with the cows.
Listen, all I'm worried about is that we have to get down there by rope, which means that we have to have rope to get back up.
There's part we can walk down.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my kit.
I mean, it's a rough walk down. I mean, if you guys feel okay with leaving our rope up here, whatever we gotta do, I just don't trust this guy. And I would rather him be really angry at us when we come back and you can say, told yourself all day, than him being an alien, which 100% alien. He's building pyramids.
Okay, well, I don't know about all that, but you are probably right. We should leave a rope up here just in case he's sacrificing people and just letting them die in there. But then wouldn't someone need to watch one side of the rope?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm worried about is he can just come and cut the rope.
No, I got this. In my paranormal investigation kit, I've got a tripod and an infrared camera that has motion sensor, something that you would leave propped up in a hallway and then check the footage later.
Okay.
Yeah. But then he
got a battery pack. It'll last a while.
What is that going to do?
It'll let us know if anybody's near. You get live updates for your trail cams whenever anything activates the motion sensor.
We just can't go too far into the fissure.
Right. Lance, what do you think?
I think the tripod with the infrared sounds fun. Let's do it. Also, I have I'm going to get my stuntman kit.
Okay.
Which is a standard knee pads, gloves, a little headband with the spotlight on it so I can do my shimmy through air conditioning vents.
Okay.
And
you're going to have to go back to the van to get that, but I'll tell you
what. Oh, that's right. Well,
it's only like 500 yards. It wasn't very far. It was like around a hill. But, as MB said, you don't have to walk in Texas. And so you see him over there and he's cursing and drinking his beer and leveling off the top of the concrete slab.
All right, I'll go get my stuff.
Okay.
I'll look over, wave, and head back.
Tips his beer at you.
You guys want to investigate
and he
this
points
guy
at the
before
he
we
points
go?
at the Polaris.
Give me a cold one.
He points at the Polaris, lifts his beer again.
I'm heading over to the Polaris and giving the beer. Then that was a beer invite.
There you go. Yeah, you can go back with your nice cold beer if you want.
I will. I'll walk up and be drinking it as we come in.
I see somebody's making some friends.
Beers bring people together.
It's beer season.
Not Wabbit season.
It's always beer season.
Moose season. Beer season.
All right.
Moose season.
Rosie, as you did tell them, there is an area that you guys could just walk down and probably walk back up in the beginning of it. So it's not a sheer cliff. Okay. Do you want to show them that?
Yeah. I mean, I'll try.
it's not a problem because, you know, you can take your time. And this 70-year-old woman starts walking down into this ravine from the edge and goes all the way to the bottom, which is about 20 feet down. And it goes at least another 60, 70, 80, 100 feet. You're not real sure because it's kind of curving a little bit before it appears to go underground.
I'll turn on my flashlight.
Okay.
Anything strange in here?
No, just the fact that it's raw stone that has not had any weathering. You don't normally see that.
Come on down, guys. It's fine.
Heading down.
All right. Just we all know that this guy's an alien, right? Everyone across the board has heard me say that, correct?
It doesn't matter. Just come into the ravine.
You haven't been abducted by an alien yet.
Don't worry, Rosie's an alien too. It works out. All these old people that are sprier than us.
Okay, so you can easily get down there without any problems. I mean, you could probably, you know, hands and feet crawl right back up that same way you came down easily. So what you see is, as I explained to Rosie, is that it goes for 80, 100 feet and then goes underground. Do you wish to proceed that way? I mean, and it's relatively flat on the bottom for a natural occurrence. So it kind of goes up and down a little bit, but it's not like jagged with boulders.
Is there any
that you have to climb over?
Any more blood?
Yeah, because there was blood in the entrance. Is there any like near where it was at the entrance?
You don't see any. But it was a small amount. It could have been something that could have been wrapped up and stopped.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that much. But it was noticeable that there was blood up there and it's fresh.
You guys want to go in or?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's why we're here. We haven't found our friend yet.
All right. As you go in, go ahead and if you wish, you can look at handout number 5, and you can see kind of what it's like if you were to look at you entering the cave. And so in the cave itself, it's about, you know, that's the image is of where you're starting to go in underground. So there's still sunlight. It's about 20 feet high at that point, where it then pinches closed at the surface. You move in, you get about 20 feet in, and it kind of turns away to the left, away from the entrance. And as you move around that corner, the sunlight fades behind you, and you start to hear the dripping of water. And with that, it is a perfect time for us to take a break. So we're going to go ahead and take a break at this point. But we do have some announcements that we need to go over. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it away to Eric.
All righty. Remember, tonight we are giving away a mystery dice set from our friends over at 1985 Games. Check them out at 1985games.com and use the code TGT10. That's the Games Tavern 10, TGT10, to get 10% off of your order. And for 2 weeks only, you can gear up your whole game group or treat yourself to a Dragon's Horde. Buy 6, get 2 free on our new and improved mystery dice. Type !epic once you see the notice in chat that the raffle is live. You must be a resident of the US or Canada, excluding Quebec, sorry, Quebecois, and you must be a follower to enter. We will continue to take entries until the end of the stream, so be sure to stick around, as you must be present in chat for the staff to contact you when we pick a winner. If we don't draw a winner, my bad. Contact you and pick a winner. If not, we draw a new winner, so don't miss out.
All right, thanks everybody. We'll be back in just a bit, so hang on tight. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you're ready to find out what's going to happen in this dark, dingy cave that has just now started dripping water. For it being a dry, rocky surface, it's a little odd. But let's go ahead and get moving back with our intrepid investigators. So what you see before you, as I said, was that the cave moves forward. You've lost the last of the sunlight behind you. And as you enter the complete darkness with just your flashlights to show you the way, you start to hear water dripping from the ceiling.
Is it water?
Are you going to taste it?
I'm going to. I have my little light on my head. Can I look down?
It looks like
blood?
water.
Is it dripping blood?
No, it's not dripping blood. It does look like water.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up. How far away is this? Like, how high up is the ceiling?
So the ceiling, once you've reached this point, is about 15 feet, but it looks like it's slowly angling down.
So slowly getting
shorter.
Tighter.
Yeah, the room is getting shorter.
Hate that.
But it is, and as you look forward, it continues to move, but you can only see as far as your flashlights are going. But it continues to move forward. It does have some ups and downs, but not like extreme ups and downs, in case you've ever been in a cave where, you know, they can go up and down instead of straight and back, forward and back. It seems to be more tunnel-like than cave.
Sullivan!
And you hear, Sullivan, Sullivan, Sullivan. And you just hear it echo into the distance.
Where is this guy? Yeah.
Who's taking lead?
Don't make an old lady take the front. Somebody get in front of me.
Who's the toughest one?
Very well.
Don't insult
Probably
me.
not wrong.
It's all right. I think Lance, you go first so I can shoot over his head.
This is true. You can kind of use me as a rest if you need. Maybe give yourself a steady thing. I'll try to hold real still.
I'll do that.
Okay, so you're going to use him as a hunting rest. All right. Yeah. So as you move forward, the cave continues to go, and about 50 feet beyond where you lost the sunlight, I believe 50 feet, it kind of branches. And so you have one tunnel that continues to go in the general direction you're going, and then another one kind of curves off to the right. And they look the same, and there's more water dripping from the ceiling like you'd expect in an active cave, not in one that just opened up.
If we listen on each side, do we hear like any wind or feel any wind movement or anything?
No, you don't feel any wind, and you do not hear anything other than the dripping of the water. And when somebody moves suddenly in your group. And
any blood drops on the ground?
Not that you've seen, and you've been looking. I know you and Rosie have definitely been looking at the walls and the floor. What you do notice, though, is that the water that's dripping down would normally be making stalactites and stalagmites. If those are happening, it's taking them an exceedingly long time, or this cave is relatively new with the water in it, because there's not really anything built up at all. And there's nothing in the drip pattern above that would make you think that there's a stalactite coming down. So it could be starting to form, but there's nothing there yet. So it kind of shows it as a young cave, but yet the walls are not jagged.
So
they're far too smooth.
There's no running water. The ceiling's just dripping.
Yeah, it's just dripping water from the ceiling, and it's not everywhere. It's just dripping here and there, and every once in a while it'll fall on you, and it just smells sulfurish, but it's not anything you wouldn't expect in a cave if you've ever been in one.
I'm gonna look at the ground at this fork, and see if I can see any tracks that would go in one direction, or any kind of wear and travel. Okay.
There actually, funny enough, there is no dirt on the floor in this cave, which would also indicate that it's a relatively fresh cave. But the smoothness of the stone, again, that's very odd. It shouldn't be that way. You don't see any tracks. Matter of fact, when you look back, you can't see your tracks in the once the moisture, flows back over or gets splattered in the way, your tracks disappear.
Any EMF in either direction?
Ooh, that's a great question. Do you have a skill for that? I'm just curious. I don't think you do, but why don't you make me a luck roll?
Sure.
So he's pulled out his little device and he's listening to it, but you don't see any difference between the passage you're in and the passage that is branching off to the right. What was that, Booker?
46.
46? Okay.
I don't know what my luck is though.
You thought you picked up something briefly, but then it's gone. So there's no strong EMF down here. There's no real good signals. You're not getting a lot of lights. If you get too close to somebody else's, pack, it might go off, but you're not picking up anything in the rocks. So you don't really see anything there. Which passageway do you wish to proceed down?
Lucky
One of the old
gang.
Lucky coin flip time.
Sure. Yeah.
All right,
Sure.
coin flip it is.
All right, pulling out my lucky coin. It never lets me down.
Heads is left, tails is right.
All right, it is tails. You said tails is right.
We're going right.
Tails
right.
it is.
Right, it is.
All right,
Tails
so
never
to the
fails.
right you go, and you begin walking, and it kind of is moving the same, you believe the same general direction as the other one, and it also, it's very similar. It's almost as if they were carved by water or whatever the same way, and it could have been a water carve, which would explain why there'd be little to no gravel or dust, dirt on the floor. But as you move down the hallway, you realize that, wait, there's another split to the left. And so it appears that this thing splits multiple times.
I did take a Sharpie out of my plate carrier.
Okay.
And I'm marking with an arrow which way is the exit.
Okay, good call. Good call. Are you going to keep going down the one you're in, or are you going to go to the left?
Keep going right, or do we go right, left, left?
Can I try something?
Yeah, what do you want to try?
You guys stay here, and then I'm going to sprint down the right tunnel and see if I come up behind us.
Okay.
Ooh, freaky.
You guys good for that?
To go with
That's
you?
a Twilight Zone.
Well, no, I'll run fast.
Booker.
All right,
Bye.
so Booker, make me a dex check, as I want to see how well you run on these slippery rocks.
42.
Okay, so you're able to run. How far are you going to run? Just curious.
How long did it take us to get from the first split to the second split?
About a minute and a half of walking.
Okay, I run for about a minute.
Okay, about 45 seconds in, you do see another split to the left.
Are my friends there?
No.
I run back.
Okay.
Yeah, different hallways. This isn't a labyrinth. You never know. You have to make sure.
Drew, we should
This
keep
is
an eye out for
Chupacabra
lights,
country.
mysterious lights ahead of us. They might be us behind them. We're seeing ourselves.
No, there are no mysterious lights ahead of you.
We call this
what was the
hitman.
results on the second vote from the audience? Okay, so as you're moving down the hallway, this passageway, cave, whatever you want to refer to it as, in the distance you see, for the first time, you see color other than stone colors of brown and gray, and you see a slightly yellowish color on the ground, about just at the edge of your lights.
I bet it's another one of those coins.
That makes sense.
Okay, are you gonna go up to it?
Yeah, I want to pick it up.
All right, as you get closer and closer, you can realize you can recognize that it actually is a skeleton, devoid of any flesh, and the bones are yellowing with age. And this skeleton, it's rather, well, it wasn't what you were expecting. It's about 5 feet long, It has 3-fingered hands and toes. So feet and hands have 3 fingers and 3 toes. And the skeleton has 2 eyes and an overly wide mouth.
It's a frog person.
Chupacabra.
Do we find aliens?
It's an alien.
Now, as you get closer, you realize that there is a crest running down the middle of the skull to the back. And it is laying on the ground in a way that it looked like it has maybe slumped against the wall and passed away. I need everybody to make me a sanity roll, please. Because this is not normal.
I bet this is an iguanoid, just like the first time.
An iguanoid? Could be. So we're going to start with Rosie. How'd you do, Rosie?
20.
A 20? Okay. It's a little creepy for you, but it's not terrible. So let's go on with Lance.
79.
79? All right, Lance. It gives you the shivers. So how did we do, Booker?
I got a 78.
78. All right, Booker. Excuse me. It's not the worst thing you've ever seen, but it's not the best. All right.
32.
Let's go to Moose.
32.
All right, Moose. Yeah. Considering you were expecting to see aliens, here's your alien.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold the hand up and my hand like, by its wrist and be like shaking it like alien. You see?
You guys need to calm down. Have you never seen a skeleton or something?
No, but
I mean,
I've seen
it's a little weird, but
I thought you all were making this up.
Could be an iguanoid. Or a
It could
chupacabra.
a mer person, could be a frog person, could be a fish person. I mean, we got lots of options here.
I have skill in archaeology. Is it a dinosaur?
Is it a dinosaur? No, it is not a dinosaur.
We can eliminate dinosaur.
It is definitely not a dinosaur.
Well, thank God.
I'm gonna take its head.
Could be a
You know what?
Take its head.
You can take the skull.
Yeah, I'm gonna
All
take the
right.
skull.
When you pick up the skull, the jaw falls off, and you realize that it has very sharp canines, but that's all it has in its mouth are canines.
Snake person. So
I'm
not-
gonna-
Oh,
Is there
it's
any
all tearing teeth.
is there any jewelry or any belongings that are around this skeleton, or is it just a skeleton?
It does appear that on the rib cage area there is something that's black. Maybe it's woven. You know,
I'll
like
take-
patchy stuff. Okay, when you touch it, it just crumbles to dust. So it was definitely woven material of some type.
Number
So
one
it
rule
does
of
appear to have
archaeology.
been woven. It was a loose weave. You know, for the moment you had it, it was a loose weave, not like cotton, but more like a loose hand woven wool.
Well, whatever these things are, they're not very good at making fabric.
Yeah, I'm gonna snap a few. I'm gonna snap a bunch of photos of it on my phone.
You do photos on your phone? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna snap like a few photos of it.
Our
then
flashlights on it. It's like the creepiest photos ever.
So I know you're taking the skull. Are you taking the lower jaw too?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up and I'm gonna just like I'm gonna take one of the carabiners from my kit and just hook it around it and hang off my side.
Oh, nice.
Oh my God.
Okay, so make me a spot roll while you're playing with the jaw, please. So those of you that are watching this, you can see that when I said it was overly wide, it actually goes back to like here, to where your ears would be. So it is overly wide, and you didn't realize how overly wide it was till he picked up the jaw.
You're making it worse.
Does
That's
it
my
remind
job.
us of the fissure, the opening of the fissure?
That is an extreme success for me. That's a 20.
Okay, you notice that in between two of the teeth in the lower jaw is another long, thin bone, like it's caught in its teeth. And when you pull it out, it is a fish bone. Like one that you would find running down the side of a fish.
One big fish.
I mean, it's just a small bone. I mean, you know, you can get rather large, long, thin bones out of fish.
Do you think there's an underground sea down here?
Could be.
Maybe it is a merfolk, underground merfolk.
Well, he's been dead long enough that his bones have aged.
Do we know where Atlantis is? I mean, maybe we found that. That'd be pretty cool.
I swear
Do
to
you
God,
think there's
if-
more of them, and do they like riddles?
Well, actually, if anybody in your group knows where Atlantis is, it's Booker. Booker, you have any idea where Atlantis is?
It's off the coast of northeastern Africa.
We're not there.
Northeastern Africa. Okay.
Mhm.
That would put it in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
I'm sorry, northwestern. I had my
Northwestern. Okay, so out in the Atlantic.
I
I
had no
actually
idea
liked
what
it better when it was in the Indian Ocean. Yes, go ahead, Lance. I'm sorry.
Wait, but Pangea.
I didn't know what Atlantis was.
Oh, Booker, would you like to describe Atlantis?
Atlantis is a civilization that existed thousands of years ago, and it is believed that they had technology that far surpassed ours, but in a great flood, they lost everything, and none of that technology was spread throughout the world.
Oh, like the movie.
Yes, exactly like the movie.
Oh, okay. I've seen the movie.
You
Now-
were in that movie as a
Oh,
child.
it's animated.
Oh
They
no!
didn't
Oh,
need
I was
me.
thinking of the actual Atlantis one they filmed in the 80s.
Oh, that's before my time.
Oh, okay.
Have you guys ever seen Journey to the Center of the Earth?
Oh,
Really?
yes.
The original or the remake?
The one of Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, he's my hero.
Yeah.
Brendan Fraser, man. Oh,
We might. I think that still counts as aliens, by the way. Just put on the board.
I loved him in George of the Jungle.
Yep.
Okay, well, anyway, so there's a
He was-
skeleton here.
he was awesome, the Mummy. Anything that has me not thinking about the skeleton, I'm all about talking about.
You guys need to get your brains in the game. We gotta find Mr. Sullivan.
Well, we've established this is not Mr. Sullivan.
Yes,
We
that is
hope-
correct. This has been dead
All
far
right.
too long, and in the picture of
Yeah.
Mr. Sullivan, you don't think he had a bone crest running down the center of his
He
head.
might have had a person suit on. He might have a human suit.
By the way, is it just me or is Mr. Sullivan a really good looking dude?
I mean,
That's
yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, he's
Anyways,
Hollywood.
let's
He can get it.
just keep that in your head, Lance. Let's keep.
He's a
going.
guy that would stand out in the crowd. Is that what you're
Mhm.
saying?
Yes.
As
He's
we're
rocking
walking,
that GQ look.
Yeah.
as we're
I'm
walking,
gonna-
I'm rambling off more than it is facts.
So we went right at the last fork. Do we want to keep
Do you
going
want to
right?
do anything else with the skeleton other than take the skull and jaw and hang it off your hip?
Well, I'm gonna use the mess of Lance here in a second. That's about it.
Okay. Anybody else taking a piece of the skeleton? No? Okay. Yes, as you move forward, you realize that there are multiple entrances and exits. And actually, when you get to the next one and it cuts across, you realize that it also goes backwards the other way. So this may lead back to one of the other tunnels that you had bypassed. But they all seem to be going in the same general direction.
Hey Booker, all those gizmos and U-Hauls you have, does any of them detect temperature?
Yeah.
See the temperature difference between each side.
I do that.
Okay, and while you're at it, you check your thermal camera, and you can't pick up anything from it anymore.
Okay.
But you've
Maybe
gone
we'll
a
just
long
act as
way
a deterrent.
underground, so
Yeah. So are there any temperature variations between the different tunnels?
no, they're all basically ground, underground temperatures ranging around 60 degrees, 61. There's no discernible differences. Are you using a flare camera?
To read temperature?
Yeah.
No, I've got a infrared thermometer. You just point and
Okay.
click.
Okay, yeah. I was just curious if you're using a flare because that would show you patterns in the air if there were any. But
Yeah.
So you don't recognize any differences in the temperature. Your EMF is not picking up anything different.
Honestly, I think we should go about this just like the labyrinth. Put your hand on the right wall and continue following it.
That's what I was thinking. Like, just keep going right.
The lucky die has spoken.
All right, right it is. So when you get to the next one of these, it crosses over, and so you're going to just go to the right, keep following that right side. Okay. As you move forward, you do notice in the distance some glowing bluish lights.
In front of us?
Yes. You can kind of notice it in the distance as it moves back this way. You start to see some glowing in front of you.
I'm going to listen really hard.
Okay.
Not do very well at it.
All right. Well, you don't hear anything.
I'm raising my rifle.
All right. Are you using Lance as your shooting anchor point?
Not yet.
Okay.
My hearing's not what it used to be. Can you guys hear anything from these blue lights?
Yeah, you can. If you'd like to, you can make listen rolls.
Sure.
But Guy, you don't need to, and you don't hear anything other than the steady dripping of water from in front of you, behind you, and near you.
Anything with the thermometer?
No, not here.
Okay.
I rolled a normal success for this. But that's
okay. You don't hear anything.
Is there anything that I would have read in some sort of like occult book? I've been doing a lot of research. I've joined the Masons, which was not what I thought it would be. Mostly just a bunch of old people. Looking for the Knights Templar, real hidden though. But underground species, conspiracies, any sort of like occult rituals.
Countless. There are countless references to blue glowing in rituals and species and everything under the sun.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean that doesn't really limit it down. With just a blue glow that's coming from around the corner.
Okay, well then I just go red, chamber around, turn off the safety. I'm at the low ready.
Okay. Rosie, are you preparing your gun?
Yeah, I've got it out cocked.
I'm gonna pull out my Glock and offer it to Rosie. Like, is this more your size, or you want to?
Rosie's got that M16 strapped up, ready to go. She holds it better than you do.
I'm good.
All right.
Maybe not better than you, but a lot better than you expected.
All right.
She somehow zeroed her rifle. None of us did.
Yeah, she's rigged and ready. Lance, are you? What are you gonna have out in front of you?
I'm gonna pull out my baton, colossal baton.
Okay.
And I'm just going to fade into the background as best I can.
Okay. Do you move around the corner? The group of you. You're
Yes.
going first? Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm not going to warn them about low hanging the roofs either, by the way. So.
Well, that's fine.
That's on them.
That's because it's not low hanging for you.
Nope. They're too tall.
All right. So, Lance, as you come around the corner, what you see is what appears to be a section of vines hanging down from the ceiling until about 2 feet above the floor. And the reason you could tell that is that there's a faint blue glowing light coming from various parts of these vines. And the vines seem to be very gently swaying as if there's a breeze.
Is there a breeze?
Not that you can feel. There might be on the other side of the vines because it makes like a curtain.
Does it look like the same kind of blue glow that comes from like the bioluminescent parts of the ocean where like when the water moves, it glows blue?
Entirely possible.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It does look like a natural glow, not a man-made light.
Let's throw the skull at it and see what it does.
I'm throwing the skull. This is my keepsake.
Can I throw a rock?
Sure. I mean,
All right.
or do you want to get closer and look at it? I mean, you're
Why
you're
are we
still
why
quite
are
a
we
ways
afraid
away.
of the vines?
Have you ever seen Jumanji?
They're
No.
blue and they're waving.
I'm gonna
Well,
step
no, they're
up.
not, it's like they're being blown in a gentle wind. They're not waving back and forth. It's just like, you know, every once in a while one of them will move like it's caught the wind. And you know, they're thick enough that if they were across the hall and there was a breeze, you probably wouldn't feel it through them because it'd be disturbing the breeze.
I'm just gonna give the vines a very gentle, standoffish muzzle thump into my
Okay.
AK.
As you get closer to the vines, you realize that the light is coming from berries that appear to be hanging off the vine itself. There are leaves as well, but the glowing is coming from the little blue berries that are on the vines.
I'll pick one.
Okay. You reach out and touch it. Make me a dex check real quick, because I need to know something. The rest of you see him reach out and he touches the vines.
So 27.
What, 27?
Mhm.
Okay. And all of a sudden, all the vines just go and shoot up into the ceiling. But you do have one berry in your hand. It's unbroken and it's glowing blue. But all the vines have pulled up into the ceiling as soon as he touched it.
It's alive.
I'm gonna smell the berry.
Doesn't smell like anything particular.
You gonna eat it?
Probably
See what
not a smart
happens.
idea.
You think it tastes like biscotti?
Maybe.
I think
You
you
wanna
might
try?
have to get juiced like Willy Wonka.
Are you really gonna eat that?
Well, before I'm gonna take it away from you, but real quick, hold on. I'm gonna take like a couple pictures of it and then give it to Booker.
All right. So you're gonna eat it. All right. Make me a con roll.
Nothing bad has ever happened in a cave.
Oh no, nothing bad has ever happened. No.
38?
Eating glowing
You didn't
cave
lose a
berries.
kidney, that's for sure.
Yeah, but that didn't happen in a cave.
That's true.
Logic.
So what is your con score, sir?
60?
And you got a 38?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the first effect is that your mouth now glows blue.
Nice.
So anytime you open your mouth, there's a blue glow. And
Okay.
it doesn't, it's kind of like eating a wax bean, if you've ever had one of those. No flavor, all texture.
It's just
And
a
then
bad
there's
jelly
a
bean.
crunchy little bit in the middle. You gonna chew that up, or you gonna spit it out?
I'll chew it up and swallow it.
All right. Okay. And it goes crunch. You guys can hear it going crunch, 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 and then he swallows it down.
I don't think that was ripe.
Didn't taste bad,
Was
but
it
every
like
time he
daddy?
opens his mouth, a blue light comes out. And after a while, his nose starts shooting two little beams of blue bioluminescence.
Good.
You're glowing blue now, buddy.
On the upside, you won't need the flashlight.
Well, it's not that bright. Actually, if anything, it's going to
Oh.
mess up his night vision. So, yeah. So you now are blue.
Good. I don't see any
Inside.
problems with this.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's just
this
some kind of
one-
alien plant, right?
Yeah. Was there anything behind the vines?
No, and there really was no breeze.
Okay.
But when you look up at the vines, you could see that they have pulled into the ceiling. And you can make out just a very faint glowing, like they have just pulled up as far as they possibly can.
I think we should leave him alone.
It's
I've
very
seen Ginny.
reminiscent of a lot of mollusks, where they'll extrude a long piece of themselves out to catch stuff, and then when it gets threatened, it yanks it all the way back in. But these are holes in the ceiling that have obviously been bored into the ceiling.
It's only a
gonna-
matter of time before we get a poison dart in our neck.
Yeah.
No, the poison doesn't need to be on a dart in your neck. It's already in your neck.
I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna feel the rock.
Near
And-
the holes or just around it?
Just in general, and I want to see if it feels the same way you would pick up like a river rock. That smooth erosion from.
Yes, and it feels very much like river rock.
And is everything kind of damp around us?
Oh yes, there's enough water dripping from the ceiling that it's damp.
Are there any footprints in the damp area?
No, not in front of where you've gone. Behind you, yes, but those are yours.
But isn't it kind of like washing our footprints away as
it eventually goes away as the moisture recovers? Yes. So basically, your footprints are disturbing moisture on the ground, but there's no fungus or the plant life on the ground. So you're not really leaving a permanent mark.
Does anybody have a stick or something I can poke up in one of these holes?
You guys are gonna get poison darted. I've seen some cartoons from Japan.
Says the man whose mouth is glowing.
I just ate a strange glowing cave berry.
I'm thinking this is just
You know what else eats berries? Bears, and they're real strong. So
it's where they don't eat alien berries. And you just realize they don't eat alien berries.
A lot of ocean themes going on here.
I'm gonna start heading forward down the cave and be like, let's get out of here.
Well, I believe Rosie's gonna put something up in.
Oh, that's right. I don't have anything, but I think that a collapsible asp might be useful.
Lance has a collapsible baton out, but I don't know if he's going to give it up.
Can I poke it up in there?
Sure. Let's see what happens. You're taller.
Right, you're gonna need a boost to be able to reach it. But,
I'm not doing it. I'll give it to her.
You.
Oh, she needs a boost up?
Yes, she does.
All right. I'll cheerlead her up if she'll let me.
Lance offers to help you reach the ceiling.
I will stand on him.
And it's ridiculous how solid a foundation he is.
You are sturdy, son.
I'm a cheerleader. Don't tell anybody.
Your secret is safe with me.
So, do you pick a hole near the end? Do you want in the middle?
Near the edge.
Okay. When you stick it up in there, you stick the collapsible baton about 7 or 8 inches in, and you start feeling resistance. You keep pushing.
Not hard. Just
a little bit. You see like a flash of blue, and then you see blue liquid coming down, flowing down the baton towards your hand.
Move, and I'm gonna drop the baton.
Okay. She drops the baton and blue splashes on the ground, but it's also on the baton, and there's now blue, very little bit, not a lot, dripping out of the hole.
Is it glowing?
Yes. Just like Booker's mouth.
I didn't hit it very hard. I don't think I heard it.
Did you pop a berry? Those were for the berries, not the creature, right?
That's
a good
That's what you've seen so far, yeah. It didn't make a sound. It just all of a sudden blue started leaking out.
I'm gonna get a tissue out or something and wipe my baton off, and then just throw
you
that
wipe
thing
the
away.
baton off, and
be careful not to get it on me.
Okay, go ahead and make me a D100 roll, just for fun, for giggles.
65.
65. Okay. You wipe it off with the tissue, and it's like kind of a smeared glowing. So it's like a magic sword kind of glow. So you're like smeared, and then you realize that it's gone through the tissue into your hand.
Oh, God damn it.
Now your hand is also glowing. Not as bright as Booker's mouth, but it does have a blue glow to it in the dark.
I'm gonna put it on the wall and see if I can make a handprint.
Oh, you can make somewhat. I mean, you can eventually scrape most of it off, but there's still a slight blue.
Yeah, it's better than the Sharpie.
Lance was here.
Yeah, we're gonna like put a little arrow in that and put that way.
All right, not a problem. Easily done. So what you see is that it drips for just a couple of seconds and then stops. But you can see that the inside of that hole is now, it's projecting a little bit of a blue light down.
Spotlight.
Like you squished a berry and it went and stuck to everything.
But the vine never came back out.
No, the vines have not come back out.
They're very shy.
Do you want to walk away for a while and see how long it takes?
A pathway?
Go ahead. I heard Lance. Booker, what did you say?
The vines were covering up a pathway?
They were blocking the pathway in the direction you were going.
Okay. Continue.
Lance, what did you say? I kind of.
If you want to, we can take a little bit and wait and see, move back for a while and wait and see if they come back down after a while. I bet they do. Well,
we can also just keep going since it was blocking the path.
Remember, this still might be a rescue operation.
True. Good point. I forgot about that.
I'm also gonna take my knife out of my side, and I'm gonna it has a bayonet attachment. I'm gonna put it on the end of my AK.
It does. You can easily do that. You continue to move forward, and Rosie, you kind of look over and out of the corner of your eye. You're like, wait a minute, and you shine your light, and what you see is that there's a hole in the wall, like an oddly shaped hole in the wall that seems to be going into another passage.
Guys, look at this. I don't know. It's like the cave is alive. It's still forming. I'm not really sure what's going on.
So as you look at it more, what you can see is that there's actually holes in the walls between the passages every so often. Now that you've seen one, you kind of see them occasionally. And so perhaps the passages run parallel to each other, or these are other passages. I mean, you've done some up and down, but you're not even sure how deep you are now.
Are the passages big enough for us to fit through or no?
This one's about 1.5 feet wide. There's only one person in your group that might be able to squeeze through that.
Moose.
I am not doing that.
You said you wanted to go vent climbing.
Then I know that there's another end.
Well, you can see there's a passageway in there.
No way.
It seems to be running back and forth.
No way. We still have a bigger passage to go follow, right?
You do indeed. You do indeed. That.
You don't have to do it if you don't want to. Let's keep going.
All right. You keep moving. You got to figure that you've been down here a couple hours, but you're not real sure. You look at your watch. Does anybody have a mechanical watch versus an electronic watch?
I do.
Okay. Well, the electronic watches are not working at all. You know, they're scrambled, and the mechanical watches are going tick and like really slowly moving. And then at a certain point they go tick, 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 and then slowly start ticking again. Like something is pulling the hand in to the left.
Are there any EMFs?
Well, you can actually detect that there is some form of electromagnetic energy coming from the lefternmost wall.
I have a compass.
Your compass is pointing to the left.
And I don't know what north is from down here, but...
No. But you'd probably guess it's not that way.
Yeah.
Something tells me we should start going left.
We have a magic compass. We're going to find Tortuga.
All right, Jack Sparrow.
I'm going to look at the compass. I'm going to say, I want to find Richard Sullivan. I want to find Richard Sullivan. And I'm going to follow in the direction of the compass.
It leads right to a wall. I mean, I don't know how you're going to go any further.
Could be him. We haven't met him.
Well, I guess the next fork we hit, we go left.
Okay. And that's easily done. And you, when you move to the left, after a while, you do see passages open on either side, you know, kind of sporadically, randomly.
Mark that one with the finger handprint. Or he turns.
Oh, you're out of juice.
Oh.
I'm still marking all these with the Sharpie, though.
Yeah, it didn't last that long. But yes, the Sharpie is being marked on the walls. So, but you do see holes in the wall, maybe as you're getting deeper. What was the third? What did people vote on for the third one? Okay. So as you continue to move through this passageway, Rosie, you are usually very aware of what's going on around you, and you catch movement to your right on the wall. What do you do?
I'm going to look at it and shine my flashlight on it.
All right. So with that said, I would like you to open up handout 6, and what you see is a giant eyeball that is almost 2 feet across, that's looking at you through a hole in the wall, that is surrounded by a reddish skin or lizard skin colored creature. But all you can see is the eye in it, and as your light hits it, it reacts to the light and like pays attention to you, and then starts to move very quickly back the direction you came from.
There's something in here.
Oh, and when she goes and whips her light to the side, you all can easily see this giant eyeball before it moves back the direction you came from, and you see red, scaly skin moving in that direction after the eyeball.
Can we make out a general shape?
You're only looking through a little 2-foot hole, so it wasn't very, and the eye filled most of it.
I'm guessing we don't have signal down here on our phones.
Guessing what?
I'm guessing we don't have signal on our phones down here.
Oh, no, there's no signal down here.
Just double checking.
Yeah, there's no signal, but it definitely seems to be moving back the direction you came from, down an alternate pathway.
Do we keep going and see if it keeps following us, or do you want to go after the lizard?
What's the compass say?
The compass is still pointing to the left.
Follow the compass.
Oh.
Okay, are you going to be at your leisurely pace, or are you going to move with speed?
I feel like now that we've got like a direction, we can move at like a better clip, because now we're just following the needle, so we don't have to think each time we get to an intersection.
Okay, well, you do think that if that creature understands the caves, it's going back to a cross section to come back and meet you, is your fear. Doesn't mean it's true, but your fear would be that it's coming up behind you, and it was moving pretty fast when it took off.
What do you guys
Maybe
want to
we
do?
should. I think we should move with speed, and then I'm gonna go to the rear.
Hey, borrow your Sharpie.
Definitely have my gun out.
Sure, I have 2. So here you go.
All right. I'll do the marking so that he can keep an eye out on the back.
Yeah, let's do a fast but controlled space. And
Okay,
I'm gonna.
So you're going to keep going to the left?
Following the needle.
Yep.
All right.
With haste.
You guys move with some haste. It's cold. You've been in the cold and the wet for a while. Your muscles are getting a little sore, a little tired, but you're moving with some haste. And Moose, make me a listen check. So as the rest of you move forward at a faster clip.
That is a 4.
Okay. With your 4, you actually hear something sniffing, like it's following a trail. And it is, with that critical success, you're relatively certain it's following the scent of the Sharpie marker that you're marking on the wall as you go,
Mm-hmm.
which has a very acrid smell.
Yeah. I'm gonna like just guys, hey, listen and keep moving. That thing, it's smelling us, and I hear it stopping and smelling almost periodically every time where we stop into the Sharpie mark.
I mean, it's a strong scent.
So put the Sharpie away. The next fork we go to, just keep on following the compass. I'm gonna see if we can get us off our trail.
Quick question for you, Shalom.
Yes.
Are there any more of those little holes in the wall where we can see?
Oh, there's been holes in the wall.
All right. Instead of putting the Sharpie away, I have another idea. Can I mark on the inside of one of those holes and then throw the Sharpie through the hole so it lands in the opposite tunnel?
With the top on or off?
Off.
Okay.
So it smells over there, not where we're going. What do you think?
Okay. That's
It's your
done.
Sharpie Moose.
I mean, that was pretty much what I was gonna do. So good call.
Oh, hey, great minds think alike.
Oh, at least tall and short minds.
Okay, I'm doing that.
Okay. And then you're gonna run. The rest of you are gonna run.
Yeah. Then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out a cigarette. I'm gonna light it while we're moving. Take a really deep puff of it, and I'm gonna leave the cigarette just to create a really strong smell that would throw us off.
Do you want to leave that in the same hole as the Sharpie?
Somewhere in the general area, yeah. Just create confusion.
Okay.
If these things fall in the nose.
All right, and so you guys keep moving. The whatever the interference is to the left continues to be to the left. You don't seem to be moving beyond it. It just seems to be always to the left. Moose, make me another listen roll. I'm going to give you advantage because you've actually zeroed in on this critter's sounds. So the rest of you, every once in a while you hear Moose stop shuffling his feet, and then he runs and catches up, and then he stops, and then he runs and catches up. You figuring he's got to be listening for the critter. All right, Moose, how'd you do?
Normal success, 32.
Normal success. Well, that's good enough to know that you hear it scratching at the hole in the wall, like it's trying to see if it can fit through. And then you don't hear it anymore.
I think we lost it, but I think we should still keep the pace going fast.
Yeah, we don't know how many more of those are down here.
Yeah, and you, to be honest, you've been down here a while. You've covered some serious ground, especially recently. So, I mean, I know, Rosie, I know you're tough and all, but you're getting real tired.
Oh yeah, I'm exhausted.
So you all may need to stop at some point and at least take a rest and some food and water before you push on, or else you might be suffering issues. How far do you want to go time-wise? How much farther do you want to move away from the creature before you are forced to take a stop? For a moment. You don't have to stop for long, just long enough to rehydrate.
10, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
If we find a space that's better for it, maybe before then. Like
yeah, I mean, you can easily go to a fork, where it intersects like this, and stop there. You don't hear the creature coming. You don't hear anything but the steady drips of the water. And, you have occasionally, unfortunately, a drip will land on your face and get in your mouth or your eye. And it is very sulfuric. It's like, bad groundwater. It's not dangerous, but I do need Booker to roll me a con roll again.
I'm doing great, guys.
Is Booker
32.
All right. 32. Your stomach's not feeling really good. It's either the food that you just ate or that berry is not making you feel real well.
Probably the food.
So
something glowing.
Yeah, I would say that you would absolutely believe it's the food.
So there's a place called the Eye of Sahara, which some people think that could have been Atlantis. But the problem is that it's in the middle of the Sahara Desert. It's not too far from the ocean, though. And there are theories that when Africa split apart from the rest of the continents, that a large portion of that city had fallen into a deep crevice in the ocean.
So maybe we're in the crevice.
I mean, we're pretty far away.
Then why are you bringing it up?
We were just talking about Atlantis not too long ago.
Oh, cool.
He's just doing lunch talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see now.
Yeah, he's just sharing his wealth of knowledge. So as you are able to move forward in the cave, Moose, I'll need one more listen check from you. You do not have advantage this time, but you continue moving, and eventually you come to where there are no branches to the left. They're only to the right. And there are no holes in the wall on the left. But you just keep going left. I'm sorry, Moose, what was that?
This is 68 out of 50.
Okay. Do you want to use some luck there, or do you want to just keep what you got?
Oh no, that's 18 points of luck, so I'm not gonna push it that much.
All right, that's fair. So this is you're still in the back, correct? All right, I want you to make me a dodge roll, please.
Is the compass still pointing hard left?
Yeah, it's still pointing to the left.
Okay.
So Moose, you feel movement more than notice it.
I am gonna spend 2 points of luck.
2 points. Okay.
Yeah, I rolled a 32 and my dodge is a 30.
Okay, so you're able to do that, and so that gives you a normal dodge, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you swear you didn't actually see it, you more felt it and you jerked away, but you saw a flash of red, and you swear it was like a slimy looking tongue that came out of the darkness.
I'm gonna put my flashlight in that direction while stepping away from it.
What you see is a creature. It looks like some kind of armored lizard. It's bright red, and it has these giant eyes that are far too large for its head. So obviously it's used to hunting in the dark or in low light. It has 8 legs, and it is progressing towards you at a very quick pace now that you've shown your light on it. Will you make me a sanity roll, please?
Of course. Ooh, that's a 65. I have no idea where my sanity is. So.
Okay. That's okay. You're fine. You'll be okay. I promise.
Okay.
And if you believe me, I have another thing to tell you. What do you want to do?
I'm shooting it.
Okay. Are you going to run too?
Yeah. I'm going to say, time to go, and I'm going to start shooting while running backwards.
Okay. So he's shooting behind him, yelling, go, 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 go. Go ahead and make that roll.
All right. Will this be at any kind of disadvantage if I'm running and shooting backwards?
I will say it's a disadvantage because you're trying to move with speed away from the critter. You're probably more trying to discourage it rather than kill it. Am I correct in that assumption?
Yeah, I mean, I think Moose is still trying to kill it, but I think he's more worried about where. Yeah, so this is more like suppressing fire type stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and just do a burst.
All right.
Apologies, Arcane Lore Master. How does a burst work?
So a burst would actually give you advantage normally when you're firing just one burst, so you'd be shooting it normal.
Okay. And this would be 3 rounds?
It is 3 rounds.
Oh, baby, that's an 18.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your D10 damage.
So it told me 2d8 for damage.
Oh, is this the M16?
This is the AK-47.
Oh, it's the AK.
So
yeah, you roll 2d8. Yeah. Then you roll 2d8 because that's actually 7.62, not a 5.56.
Yep.
It's a much larger round, and it makes a lot of noise.
All right, first one's an 8.
Okay.
Second one's an 8. That's double 8, 16.
Okay. You do see a splash of something coming out of its scales, and it recoils and runs away. But you're not sure if it recoiled from the damage or from the sound. Everyone in this lovely hallway here
is deaf.
Your ears are ringing as a assault rifle goes off behind you and he yells run, and then you hear bam bam bam, and it's echoing up and down the passageway.
Well, those aren't blanks. Take it off running like he recommends.
Wait,
lead on. Show us the way, oh magic compass.
Giant lizard coming our way. I think he's gone for now, but he's probably coming back.
All right, you can very easily run further up the tunnel. You do eventually. Sharpies. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's come for our Sharpies. You said you had 2. We've only thrown 1 away.
That's entirely possible. He could be smelling it through the lid.
The next fork or hole we do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Sharpie and snap it and crack it, So like, you know, that
you might get stuff on you.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do it completely, but I'm trying to expose that little, you know, the little sponge-like thing that's in the markers. So I want to break the plastic so that's exposed.
Okay.
I don't want to like snap it completely so it goes everywhere. I just want to expose that little sponge black area.
Okay. I do have to give a shout out to Grumpy Lizard. He said that it just wants to talk to you about insurance.
Yeah.
So, Grumpy Lizard, thank you.
He's like, do you have 15 minutes?
I'm not sure if that's true or not, but that is beautiful. You are able to snap it and toss it to the right down another passageway. And you continue moving. Are you moving with haste again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So moving with haste, you start to see a reddish light glowing in front of you down the tunnel. Almost like a twilight light. Not like the glowing blue light that's coming out of Booker's mouth, but like a ambient light source.
We found it.
Is that where the compass is pointing?
No, the compass is still pointing to the left.
I still want to look at it.
It's the
compass
center of
or
the
the
world.
light?
We found it. Let's go.
Rosie, which one were you going to look at? The compass or the light?
The lights.
Okay. Are you going to slow down, or are you just going to bolt for it? The group.
I'm probably gonna slow down a little bit.
Okay. You slow down, and all of a sudden, the compass just starts spinning in a circle. And as you see the light coming up before you, you can see that you've reached a cave entrance. And there's what appears to be a reddish twilight outside. So you've found an exit. But you don't know how far you've gone.
It's not the same as when we came in.
No, you definitely haven't looped around. Because this is like a cave entrance, not a ravine you have to crawl up out of.
Are we close enough to the mouth to where I can pop out for a second?
Oh, absolutely. You could go right out, no problem.
Do we have stealth signal?
Yeah, I was gonna go out and check Google Maps where I'm at.
Okay. So when you go outside this entrance, what you see before you is a very dry and barren land. That the only brush that seems to be there is short brown grasses. You're not sure if they've dried out over time or if they've been burned, but you don't know unless you get close enough to them. But you can only see about 50 or 60 feet out because there's a lot of dust in the air. And about 60 feet out, it becomes almost invisible. You can almost not see beyond 60 feet.
Do I have cell signal?
Oh, no.
I don't think we're in Texas anymore.
And you notice that the entrance to the cave is bone dry.
Even though it was just wet in the inside.
Yep. And when you turn around and look, it's dry as far as you can see.
Okay.
So you can either, you don't know where the water stopped. Maybe it was you didn't notice because you were excited you may have found an exit. You don't know.
Oh, now that we're out, I'm gonna try again. Sullivan!
And you hear Sullivan, 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 and it just goes off into the distance. Now that you turn around and look back into the cave, you realize that you've come out of a cliff face. And the reason I say it's a cliff face is it just goes up. You're not even sure how far up. It goes beyond what you can see in the dust. And you realize that you're in a shadow caused by this cliff face. So if the sun is setting, it's setting behind whatever you came out of.
When we went into the fissure, was there any mountains that were close by?
No.
Cool. I get the feeling that whatever the compass is pointing to is in the center, and we keep running around it a bunch of times. and that's why it's always pointing to the left. I think we're going to have to crawl through one of the little tunnels because that will intersect the paths that we've been running through.
Have we been going downward?
No, you're not really sure if you have been going downward. It's been very, very slight angle. I mean, it's done some up and down, but very minor. More you don't feel like your calves are burning from having to hold yourself back from going downhill too fast or going up. It's been very, very smooth in the sense that the elevation really, it's just kind of like stepping up and down. It's not like going down a mountain trail.
Yeah.
And if you do want to, does anybody want to venture back in to the cave?
I do.
Yeah.
Okay. When you get back in the cave, you start to see the dripping and hear the dripping when you can no longer see the red light behind you. Do you have the compass?
Nick has
Yeah, I'll come down at the compass. Like,
so
I want to compare the compass from the outside.
As soon as you get to where it where the water starts dripping, it immediately points to the left. And you take a step back and it just starts spinning like a top. Pull it back in, points to the left.
What's my EMF reader doing?
So at that point, your EMF, when you are inside where it's wet, you're getting an EMF reading to the left, but when you move to where it's dry, there's nothing.
Okay.
It's like a full reading and then nothing. And even if you point back to where it's wet, you're not picking up anything. You actually have to be in the wet to pick up the EMF. I'm sorry, Moose?
Is this like a foot difference? Like you can sidestep right, boom, all the readings, sidestep left 1 foot, nothing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You can actually see where the passageway, since you're paying attention, where there's a line in the passageway where it's wet on one side and dry on the other.
When we go outside of the cave and there's like the cliff face, you said that red light was coming from it. So is it red just when we get out?
So it looks like a twilight. You know how like sometimes in the morning or the evening, if there's storms, you might have a reddish twilight. It's that kind of red. It's not a really bright, harsh red. It's
like that golden reddish color.
Well, it's actually just red, but it's that color. It's the brightness of a twilight.
Okay.
So, Lance, what do you want to do?
I am very concerned. Is it possible that we have passed through to the center of the earth?
I mean,
Did you see Brandon Fraser?
Another world?
Possible.
Are we going back in time? The possibilities are endless. But if Sullivan is out here, I don't think we're going to find him.
I tried yelling for him and I didn't hear anything back, so.
I'm also concerned if that's can we survive out here?
Yeah, when we went outside, were we having any trouble breathing with the dust? Was it like a lot colder or a lot hotter?
So the dust level, you could cover your mouths with a cloth and you wouldn't be bothered by the dust at all. Okay. It's kind of like there's just enough breeze to be pushing whatever this dust is up into the air. And you could feel a slight breeze now that you're outside of the tunnel. And so you, other than that, you're not having any problems breathing. It seems to be an oxygen-rich environment.
So potentially
Moose, make me another listen roll. You too, Lance, because I know you're standing there perplexed.
I'm wondering if we have a better chance against the big snake thing in the caves than out here. 46, which is a success.
Okay, Moose?
48, just under success.
Okay. Both of you hear something scrambling like claws on rock from the tunnel.
I don't think this decision that's for us to make anymore. Everyone get out of the tunnel.
Okay, I need everybody to make me a spot roll, please. And because this is important, as this will probably determine which way you go once you get out of the tunnel.
I got a success.
A success, okay. Did anybody get it? Everybody else? Anybody get a
got
or extreme?
I got a 15, so I'm gonna burn 1 luck to make it a great success.
Okay.
Right, great success. That's the
good is the middle one, and the extreme is the
extreme.
Extreme success. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably a good thing, because what you notice as you're coming out of the cave, and I believe you're just moving away from the cave, off to your left, you see a rod that's sticking out of the ground, and there's a piece of red cloth blowing in the slight breeze tied to the top of it.
Are we on the moon?
So does only Guy see that right now, or Booker?
Booker saw that right now.
Are you gonna tell us?
Well, I'm just gonna run in that direction.
Starts running off that direction. You guys follow Booker, or do you go another way? It's up to you.
I'll just follow him.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the rear again, moving backwards.
Moose, what you realize is that it stops at the entrance. You don't ever see it, but you can hear it just inside the entrance to the cave, and then it kind of, it's odd sounding because of the 8 legs, but it sounds like it's slowly backpedaling into the, a little bit away from the cave entrance, and then you lose ability to hear it. So you don't know if it's just sitting inside the cave entrance, but it did not want to come out.
Okay. Yeah, moving with the Booker and the rest of them.
Okay. And Booker, what you see is that when you get to that one, you see another one off in the distance, another rod in the ground with cloth tied to it. And this cloth looks like it's old, like it's been here a while. And the rods are metal.
I mean, these look like waypoints so that you could find your way through the storm. So I'm going to keep making my way through the storm, going from waypoint to waypoint.
Or do you want to...
I'll yell that over my shoulder.
Yeah. So you guys can see this rod, and it looks like somebody drove a rod into the ground. And off to your left, you can see that there's still this cliff face.
What kind of material is the rod?
It is metal, and it looks like with your knowledge, Rosie, it does not look like it was manufactured by machines. It looks more like it was hand pounded into the shape it's in. So maybe blacksmith.
I am going to point that out. Guys, it doesn't look like a factory made these rods. Someone is out here pounding them out.
Yeah, it would take a lot of work to build this, to pound this out in a blacksmith.
I think we just need to find some civilization or something.
Yeah, let's just. I think this is the best lead we got, to be honest.
Do that, or it's go back and fight the giant iguanoid.
Yeah, which very well might be waiting for us at the little entrance. And I put some 762 into that thing, and it was perfectly fine.
Yeah, and I watched him.
Yeah, so
I heard him.
It was you heard it scrambling. If you peeked, you could see it. It was bright red and it looked angry, and its mouth was full of teeth.
Probably not that then.
So it probably was definitely not there to sell you insurance.
Probably shouldn't go back in there.
Yeah, let's follow the rods. I'm with Booker.
Okay. As you start walking, time is passing, and you realize that the shadow that's over to your right from the setting sun is actually getting shorter, as if the sun is not going down but coming up, or whatever is generating the light is coming up, not going down. So at some point it's going to be overhead.
Can I see the light source?
No, it's somewhere beyond your view, with the cliff face that's to your left. So it's up high on the other side of that cliff face. You don't know how tall that cliff face is, but the fact that, you know, the shadow is there. And as you've started moving away from the cliff face, the dust has thinned out some. So you're able to see farther, which is how you notice that, well, wait a minute, I can see that the shadow's getting closer. Are we moving farther out, or is the shadow coming in? You paid a little bit more attention. Yeah, that shadow's getting closer.
Do we see
You don't
anything?
know what that sun ray will do. And you've gotten close to some of these little grass spots, and they're just dead. That's what they look dead. And when you touch them,
No, they look dead.
they look good. Okay.
I'll touch it.
Okay. It feels very dry, but it doesn't break like you thought it might. It kind of is more resilient. So maybe it's not dead, it just feels dry. And as you realize that you're going through your water and your camelbacks actually a lot faster than you expected. It is bone dry here. There's almost no moisture in the air. Even less than you would expect in a normal desert. Like maybe this place doesn't get water.
Maybe we shouldn't keep walking, you guys.
I mean, it's either the monster or we find some cover or civilization.
Yeah, I guess.
So whoever put these here, it took time, which means they have to have resources. So if we find them, we find water and food.
Well, there's two things I think we need to consider. Is one, that these markers may be made for these people to come find the cave, not for people to find civilization. And two, if we keep on running like this could be 2 days away, could be a week away. We don't know. So it might be wise of us to at least take a break right now and get our heads on straight and see what we can find out.
Okay, at the very least, we should find some cover because I don't think being in direct sun is going to do us any favors with the water.
Yeah, maybe we could find like a little, a concave like part of the cliff that we can sink into.
Actually, and Rosie could see this because Rosie's got a ridiculous spot hidden. Rosie could see in the distance that there are some rock formations that are not attached to the cliff face, but are near to the direction you've been going. So it's possible that you could go off the path and hide in one of those.
Okay.
Maybe find a cave.
I see some interesting rock formations over there. Maybe that could help us.
Sounds as good as place of business.
All right, so we'll go and check them out.
We've been running for quite a while. We probably should take a nice rest.
Oh yes, Rosie's really feeling it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
I'm
might be
ready. I'm
beneficial.
ready to lay under this rock and just die.
Well, I'm all for everything but that last part.
It's a
So let's go find a spot.
If you wanted to die, you could have gone play with the lizard.
Well, if we
Okay,
ever
so
need food, we know to get it.
after looking at 2 or 3 of these spots, you actually find one that actually has a large enough depression inside that you believe that it'll keep you out of the light of whatever is passing overhead. It's dry, of course, and you could possibly rig a door or a curtain with a blanket over the entrance.
I think
Okay.
we should.
So,
Okay.
Romance Brown Jr., thank you for the raid. We really appreciate it. We're actually about to wrap up, but the players are now hiding in a rock in an unknown land. They're not sure if they're in Texas anymore.
We know we're not in
and
Texas anymore.
There's a reddish glowing sun coming over the horizon, perhaps. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. And their poor 70-year-old companion is about ready to keel over. So they are going to be resting. While you're resting, I need to know, are you going to turn off your flashlights or are you going to keep them on? You may be running low on power.
Is it? I thought it was light out here for the most part.
Well, yeah, but if you put it once you get inside this little nook, it's not as bright. And remember, it's only like twilight light outside.
Yeah, I meant to keep mine off the entire time we got outside.
Okay, and that's perfectly fine. So here's what I want you to do. I want everyone to make me a spot roll real quick, and we'll find out what's going to happen, what you see.
God damn it.
So let me know if you got a success. Anybody get a success? Okay, Moose, is it a normal success?
Normal success.
I got good or great success.
Okay, so the second level?
Yeah.
All right, Moose, you start to see some markings on the wall inside this little cave thing. And Rosie, once you see Moose looking at the walls, you realize that somebody has written in here with charcoal.
Huh. Is it a leaf?
Yeah, and so when you actually turn on your light to see it, it's a little faded, but it's charcoal writings. They're actually in English. And it looks like somebody was measuring time on the walls, like days, but you're not real sure. It's kind of hard to understand, but it is definitely done by someone who knows English. And it's kind of hard to read because they were obviously using a burnt piece of wood, but it's really hard to read. But there's something about days, maybe the number of days they spent here, number of days they moved. They're not sure.
I take a picture with my phone.
Okay.
I think there might be a chance that we might find Sullivan out here like full goblin mode.
Right.
Freaking just caveman. He's been out here for like decades.
We don't see any bones or remains in this place, right, Shalom?
No bones, no remains, just these weird little charcoal marks on the walls.
So he didn't write and then die.
No, it does not say in the temple. No, it does not say that. So
okay, so he was well enough to leave, or something came by to eat the bones too.
Yeah, or he didn't write fast enough. So with that mystery, we're gonna stop here for the night, and we will find out if our investigators can figure out where they are and will survive this strange land they've found themselves in, and perhaps find Richard Sullivan, the person they've been looking for this whole time, their contact. So I'll pass this off to Nick.
Yeah, guys. If you were wondering at some point who the heck Moose is or Booker, you can go on YouTube and check out the past videos and be caught up on it. As well as that's not. Oh no. Yep. Okay. There we go. So yeah. So make sure you just check out the YouTube channel. Subscribing is free, so what you got to lose, right? And make sure you leave positive comments because it's going to help other future adventurers find our videos. As well, congratulations to, do we have a winner for the giveaway? Control. Standby. Control is getting back to us for the winner of the 1985 game set. So a drum roll.
Okay, we'll come back to that. So why don't we do our goodbyes? Everybody, let's go ahead and start with Rosie. Go ahead and once again let people know who you are and where they can find you.
I'm Sally Stardust. You can find me on Instagram at Sally Stardust RVA, and my character is Rosie Stone.
All right, Booker.
You can find me at Guy_Fody on Twitter. And we actually have a winner for the giveaway. It is Gorfist. So congrats, Gorfist. We'll be in touch with you to figure out how to get you the 1985 game set.
Fantastic. Nick.
Yeah, Moose once again, and my name is Nick. You can find me on Twitter at RPG_MixSlayer. And also, I have a bunch of content on the Games Tavern where I do a bunch of other crazy one-shots with a bunch of other awesome dungeon masters, arcane lores, you name it.
All right, Eric.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Mingy. I can be found on the interwebs in the Twitter variety at Eric with a C_Mingy, or MENGE, where I'll be discussing all things Moonshae, because I do a lot of D&D writing for Bold Man Games.
All right, and myself, Sholem West, Sholem.West on Twitter. You can find me here, and then also over on the Steamrollers Adventure podcast. And I want to do a big shout out to Omega Control. Our technical specialist is Jack Kelling. Thank you, Jack. Everybody, he's been the one keeping us on track and on time. And don't forget to take a look at Dirty Deeds on Wednesday, Whiskey, Magic, and Destruction on Thursday. There's also a series of special dungeon crawls on Saturday in the RPG short shots. Matter of fact, our Omega Control Jack is running one of those. So you can actually see who is the magician behind the scenes. And with that, we look forward to seeing you all next week for the conclusion of All That Glitters.
Bye.
Well then, take care.
Bye, guys.